Hey everybody, hope everyone's doing okay. Oh, hi Himmy, thanks for the follow. Well, good for joining. Hi Simporek, you're not late. No, I've only just started. Yeah, thanks for the follow, Himmy. Hope you enjoy. So, I don't even remember how far we got. It's been a week, is too long. I hate working again. I'm hoping to stream more again. Work's just making that a wee bit impossible at the moment, but I'm 100% going to try and do it more. I promise. I promise. So, let's get on the right page. Oh. Yeah, there we go. So where were we? Look at the dates, times. This one. So that's it. We're halfway through the investigation, or we're about to go to the trial, one or the other, of Chapter 2. Photographer girl died. We found out it's to do with the game. Oh, here we are. Yes, we're about to head straight to the trial. Let's remind ourselves, shall we? I'm going to need it as well. Yeah, so the victim's Maru. We found her in the lodge. In the beach house. Blow to the head. And we don't know who it was, obviously. It'd be a bit weird if we did. Found the metal bat. We have the footprints, which are annoying little girls. And if it's hers, oh my god. I hate to wish death on people, but if she's no longer there, like, that'd be wonderful. We got the pretty anime girl mask, which we have found is connected potentially to a serial killer. Well, that's already happened in the last game. So, are they going to go down that route again? Maybe just throw it in. Gummy bears, that's all that girl eats. So I think she was there and saw it. Oh, my throat. I bit my tongue yesterday and it really hurts. Hopefully it's not too much of a problem. Yeah. And then, yes, so it's all connected to this video game that we found out is based on true events from the school time we don't remember. Where a person who's not on the island killed Mafia Dude's sister. And yeah. So it's all connected to this other game. Let's see where this madness goes. Oh, I'm not mentally ready for this, but I have to stream. Like, I hate it being a week. It's horrible. But I do hope everyone's had a good week. I hope everyone's feeling okay. Hope you're doing alright, Simple Rock. Once again, thank you for the follow, Himmy. There we go. She's already started crying. Ugh. Let me go, help me. He's gonna do something crazy to me. I'll be ruined.
Why you?
Feeling fresh and fruity. Good to hear. Shut up and stay put, you stubborn little Lolita.
Stop it!
Hey, stop harassing little girls. I mean, I think she deserves it. She's that kind of person.
Jeez.
Yoko was trying to run away, so Monokuma brought her here by force. Well, Yoko's still trying to run away, so Monokuma's trying to wrap her in a full Nelson.
Damn it!
If you don't stay put, I'm going to make you part of this island's food chain.
Unbelievable.
Jeez, making me waste my sweet ass time. Well, there's another problem to deal with besides this one. Where the heck is Fujiko? That guy, he's totally ditched. He totally ditched my appointment. It pisses me off. Ooh. What? What's going on? His anchor changed his form. I'm right here. Look at him. That's not okay. Fujiko, you came. I was worried about you. Hench Monokuma. There's nowhere for me to run. Anyway, so no matter the ending, I have to accept it, right? Still, I'm a Yakuza. Accepting defeat is not an option. Fujiko, what does that mean? Well, it's all good. If the trial heats up, it's all good.
Anyway,
Looks like everyone's here, so let us depart now.
see ya later.
I'll go first and be one step ahead of you guys.
This is bad.
I'm not mentally prepared yet. You and me both, Dr. Pepper. You and me both.
Like,
Do you even have to prepare?
Show some spirit.
If you don't have enough power, harness your latent energy. Bring out that energy!
This, too, must be the will of causality.
So it begins. The beginning of the end. Oh, mental, man. Now then, let's keep our spirits high so we can go one day and find that shining hope. You're mental. Absolutely mental. That's right. I can only... Move forward is the only option. Let's do it. More. It's always good they stand just in the right place. They're not hit by that. Is that like going to be the next one? Just one of them crushes one. It's like, oh, who did it? No matter how many times I see it, it's such bad taste. The worst, the lowest, most brutal taste. Somehow I moved my muscles, stiff from fear and nerves, and awkwardly walked onto the escalator. For some reason, my breathing was short, and I was eventually struck by a feeling similar to dizziness. The moment all of us were inside Monokuma Rock. Yum. It's well over the top, like an elevator would just do. A rumbling sound filled the room, and the surrounding space began to fall. As it shook with a clatter, the elevator we were inside continued to drop. Throughout that drop, I was fluctuating between feeling hope and despair. As if my heart was a rotten fruit, swelling in the sun for it finally goes squish. I suddenly stopped breathing. Well, that's not good. This is really awkward. Still going. My consciousness began to fade from the pressure. I tried to endure that pressure by firmly standing on my legs. I'll definitely be feeling hopeful in this situation. Of course. After a while, the elevator's vibrations gradually weakened. Bing! And then it stopped altogether. Aim, defeat the boring routine.
So,
Oh, he's not hench anymore. So I've decided to start redecorating. How's it look? Mr. Monokuma's redecoration is awesome, isn't it?
impossible.
It's not like I allow you to think otherwise anyway. Haha. There's still a really big iPad on the wall. To go through the trouble of doing something this elaborate, what is the true intention?
No.
Nothing really. Essentially, this killing game is just to kill time anyway. Time? To break away from my purpose. That alone is my purpose.
Like,
A purpose is only going to be weakness. Those who have purpose are always the weakest ones in the bunch. That's why you guys should forget about some cheap-ass purposes like trying to survive. You crazy kids with you trying to live. Enjoy the class trial from the bottom of your hearts. It's starting. Did I arrive late? Hi, Jaden. No, you haven't. You've caught it just in time. We have just entered the elevator for the trial. You're just in time. You missed Hench Monokuma. Here she is. The ultimate photographer. She had an unyielding force of personality, but she was actually very good at taking care of people. Most importantly, she was always straightforward. The person that killed her is among us. But not him. Him. He's already dead. You mean Mono Hulk? Yeah. I love that. What a name. Mono Hulk. Regardless, we need to find the answer. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. Because it's the only way. I hope it's her. Her. The girl. I'm really struggling here. My camera's out of the way. That one. Aside from finding who the killer is, there is no other way for us to survive. Henchoguma. Hiyoko. Yeah. I hope it's Hiyoko. I haven't got a problem with Akane. But her name doesn't fit my vision of someone called Akane purely from running games. And so, this life-threatening trial, billowing with hope and despair, has begun. Would you like to save? Yes. Junpei, you better not. That's my girl. No, he will like come back in time and just kick my ass. Right, set skills. We have brought some more skills. Is that equipped? That's equipped. Cool and compose. I'm just going to try and equip everything we have. Which we can do, that's good. So we've got Fine Sword, Charisma, Cool and Composed, and Attentive. Change difficulty, make sure it's on mean, because I hate myself apparently. Let's do this! Trial!
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class
I like
trial,
he's already timed
you
up
will
one of
present
me,
your
like, just straight away.
arguments for who the killer is, and vote for who done it.
Check what other skills you can get. Never mind. Oh yeah, I could have. No, I think I spent all my points. I'm pretty sure I spent all my points. I had some points. Oh. Oh.
If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment.
How you doing, Jaden? You had a good
You
week?
picked the wrong person.
I'm really sorry I haven't streamed more. Work has just kept me swamped. I would have suggested extraordinary performance. You mean this isn't enough?
I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
Oh, no matter how many times I hear it, it's such a cruel rule.
I like, no, I'm doing it. Just tied up straight away.
Now then, let's first
Focus, not
discuss the motive.
performance. Oh, well.
That masterpiece of gaming, Twilight Syndrome murder case.
What? Who cares about that game?
The outcome of this trial should be determined by whether or not we find Mahiru's killer.
Nevertheless, we shouldn't ignore it. After all, that game is the motive this time.
Yeah, you're right. Then let's try discussing that first.
I'm sure everyone who's beaten the game already knows that it's based on an actual murder case.
Some of us have not beaten that game. Give us a detailed explanation.
What? You want a walkthrough? That's cheating.
It means Twilight Syndrome Murder Case is a non-fiction game. Additionally, some of us are characters in that game too.
Some of us are characters in a video game?
That's a crazy concept. I know. Nikamaru, like, what?
So, I think it's better if we clarify who the characters in the game are first.
Characters in the game were Girl A, Girl B, Girl C, Girl D, and Boy F. The high school girl who got killed at the beginning. Using the staff roll, clearing the game reference, I should be able to figure out who's who. The first character the player was able to control was Girl A. Oh god. So Girl A was Meekin? Pretty sure it was Meekin.
I see! Girl A is probably Mikan Tsumiki. That timid tone. That definitely sounds like Girl A. Based on the list of names in the staff roll, I can't think of anyone else who would be Girl A.
Why am I in a video game? That's an infringement of my right
mean, you're definitely not the most private person there, Meekun.
A nasty, trashy pig shit like you doesn't have any privacy rights.
I've cracked the case. Who was Hajime?
Ah, a nasty, trashy pig shit. I feel like I heard that in the game too. Huh?
Girl C. Oh no.
Damn it!
That's hard. Like, I've got to remember this. Well, I'm going B.
I see.
There we go.
Girl B was
So
short
C
and
was
foul-mouthed.
Ibuki.
She's probably Hiyoko.
Short and foul-mouthed? That's like the complete opposite of me.
Really?
Anyway, let's move on. Next is Girl C.
Girl C. Her personality was hyper, energetic, and unique. Punts the girl. Shut up, bonk. That was Ibuki.
I see.
My favorite
Girl
line is
C is Ibuki.
Girl, see? Then I'll see you next Tuesday.
Why? Just why?
Let's move on to Girl D.
Guilty. Oh, camera is Maru.
I see.
She did the joke.
Girl D is my hero. The victim in this case.
Yeah, that's correct. Let's skip Girl E and talk about Guy F.
Guy F is Fujiko.
I see. Aren't you Guy F, Fuyuhiko?
I was in a game? That's fucking stupid. That reminds me. Wasn't there another person whose last name was also Kuzuryu? Another person? It was one of the names on the staff roll. The names were Sumiki, Koizumi, Sayonji, Miyoda, Sato, Kuzuryu, and then another Kuzuryu.
Hold on. Why do you keep saying there were two Kuzuryus?
Because the first girl to die was his sister.
It's not like I'm wrong. That's how it's written on the staff roll. Since you beat the game, you probably know what this actually means, right?
The reason Fujiko last name Kuzuru appears twice is true. I have a hunch, but to call me out like that, Nagado, you're definitely someone I wouldn't mess with. The reason the last name appears twice is because he had a little sister.
I can prove it with this. In the game, Guy F, Kuzuryu, mentions that he has a little sister.
What do you mean, little sister?
He has a body double.
This is what Guy F said in the game.
That bitch, what the hell did she do to my little sister?
It's pretty
Well,
clear.
that flash
There's no
would...
doubt that Guy F had a little sister. Plus, the sister actually appeared in the game. That's why the name Kuzuryu appeared twice.
By the way, what role did Guy F's little sister, the other Kuzuryu, play? You probably noticed, right?
I don't really want to say it myself, but I need to move it forward. The only character in the game I could see was the girl who died in the
I
beginning.
see! The dead high school girl who was the first victim in the game is the only person I can think of.
Really, was it? What the hell she did to do to my little sister?
Based on Guy F's tone in the game, it's clear that Girl E is not his little sister. So if the only person left is the dead high school girl, then she must be Fuyuhiko's sister. Why do you sound so fucking happy? That's a winning personality you got there. Winning personality?
Why
Are
would
you
you kill
praising me?
someone who's part of the Yakuza? Like, you are going to die.
I was being sarcastic, dumbass.
Hey, you said the game is a work of non-fiction. That means Fuyuhiko's little sister is...
Yeah, I have a little sister. Something wrong with that? It's just a fucking game. Don't go mixing up some video game with reality. It's not just a game. It's definitely based on true events. That's why it's the motive. Don't go making shit up, bastard! If she was the type to die easily, I'd have fucking killed her myself a long time ago.
Eh,
I mean, when I first entered Hope Speak Academy, she was mouthing off to me as usual and sent me off. It happened just the other day.
About that. You're probably thinking like that because you've lost your memories.
Shut the fuck up! You be quiet!
Told.
I see. So you're never gonna accept that game is based on true events, huh? Okay, I understand your attitude toward this class trial now.
I like how they play the fiction, non-fiction card around in this part of the game. Yeah.
Nagito, you seem to be doubting Fuyuhiko a lot. Do you suspect he's the killer?
A mystery that easy would make me feel sad. It wouldn't be good enough to serve as everyone's stepping stone. That's why I'd be much happier if Fuyuhiko wasn't the killer.
God. What?
Okay, you're starting to act weird again.
Anyway, now we've established who all the characters in the game are.
Girl A is Mikan. Girl B is Hiyoko. Girl C is Ibuki. Girl D is Mahiru. Guy F is Fuyuhiko. And the first victim in the game, that dead high school girl, is Fuyuhiko's little sister.
That's just a story in a fucking game.
If so, then Girl E is Miss Sato.
Could it be? The same Miss Sato who likes white rice?
What?
I don't know what Sato you're talking about, but I don't think she's relevant to this case.
Maybe it's related to Gundam's last name, since they're both really plain names.
What? Is that a wild connection?
Tanaka may be an ordinary family name, but it's far better than Sato or Suzuki.
Are they, like, name, like, shaming here? He also has a strange rivalry going.
Hey, no one cares about that. Hurry up and talk about the mystery of the game.
Alright, calm down.
What do you mean, mystery of the game?
My, you don't know. I heard that Girl E got killed.
What? No way! Is that true?
You must know this, Monomi.
Getting killed is so violent, don't you know?
My, such awful times we live in. Why did this happen?
Monomi doesn't sound legit. Like, she's like, oh no, this is a surprise.
You guys are definitely friends.
So the mystery of the game is the murder of Girl E, correct?
Then let's hurry up and solve it. Let's first figure out why Girl E was killed.
Because Girlie was the killer, because Girlie witnessed the murder, Girlie interfered. Was the killer?
I see.
The reason Girl E was killed is because she killed the first victim in the game.
A tidbit between Monomoon and Monokuma made me think they were working together. Yeah, like, that sounded really
Which means
non-truthful.
Girl E was killed as revenge for the dead high school girl.
I think the same, like, that was dodgy.
What do you think, Fuyuhiko? Apparently Girl E was killed to avenge your little sister. You're fucking persistent. I don't care what that game said at all. But... Is that true? Girl E, she killed the first victim? In order to make that clear, we need to know more about the case involving the first victim's murder.
It's the murder that occurred in the music room. I knew it would come up, so I prepared in advance.
Oh?
Look, I made a map of the music room's surroundings, which was the stage of the first case.
I'm surprised you went to all this trouble.
Mapping is second nature to retro game fans.
Map. Yeah.
Classic dungeon crawler RPGs have a first-person point of view, so mapping as you play is a basic.
We get it!
I never used to
Talk
map.
about that later.
I used to
so we can
just
focus on the case.
like go in blind or remember, and then I'll just end up being lost a lot.
Then, I'll start explaining. Girl A, Girl B, Girl C, and Girl D were at the entrance hall when they heard the sound of glass breaking. Immediately, they climbed the stairs to the second floor and headed to where they heard that sound.
I didn't do that, but I know what she's talking about. Yeah, I don't think I ever mapped.
Girl E was in front of the music room on the second floor, and she confirmed that the sound came from in there.
Reminds me of the original Might and Magic games. They were good. They were brilliant games. If anyone ever played them. There weren't guides way back when, so mapping was necessary and you could get through the game with ease. Yeah, I just never did it. I should have. I don't think you ever play. Oh man, the Might and Magic game, the newer Might and Magic games aren't the same, but I love them. Especially, I think it was 7 or 8. They're just incredible. I played it to death. I don't think I ever got past like the first section.
But the door to the music room was locked. So Girl D went to get the key from the office, and when the 5 of them were finally able to go inside, they found the victim's body, dead from a blow to the head. Because the music room's window was broken, the girls thought the killer escaped through there. The sound of breaking glass that they heard at the entrance hall seemed to confirm that. Plus, Girl E's swimsuit was stolen, so they concluded that the escaped killer was some pervert.
Oh yeah, I forgot the whole swimsuit thing was a thing.
How does that sound?
Yep, an understandable explanation. Just as expected from the ultimate gamer who excels at clearing games.
But it wasn't a pervert, right? Wasn't the real killer Girl E?
Obviously. Girlie was waiting outside the music room for the other girls after she killed the first victim.
Did she lock the music room from the outside? Then she would have totally needed the key from the office.
Which means Girlie was hiding that key. We can assume she used it to lock the music room after she left it.
But Girl D was the one who went to the office to get the key to the music room, right?
Did everyone now complete the game?
By the way, since it was never mentioned in the game, we can exclude the possibility of there being a spare key.
You can lock the music room from the inside, right? So from there, Girlie broke the window and escaped, and sprinted to the front of the music room as fast as she could before the others arrived.
She would have passed by the entrance hall where the other girls were waiting.
She went outside and climbed into the other window.
Then forget this!
Then forget what I said.
It's not cute to see an old guy sulk.
Everyone has basic knowledge to the solving the mystery, yeah.
Hey, is Girl E really the killer? We haven't reached an answer yet.
Based on the details of the game, it's no mistake that Girlie, who was waiting in the hallway, was the killer. Then what did Girlie do after killing the girl inside the music room? I guess I need to clear that up first. Oh, here we go. Stolen swimsuit, broken vase, crime scene photo, the broken vase.
After she killed the first victim in the music room, what did Girl E do?
She just broke the window in the music room and escaped outside.
So how did Girl E get from outside the school to the front of the music room?
To go back to the music room from outside, you need to go through the entrance hall.
No.
Plus, at the entrance hall,
Girlie
the
was
other 4
looking
girls
pretty.
should have been there.
No.
At the entrance hall, the girls heard the sound of the window shattering.
Broken vase.
How
I
was
think
she able
that's
to
the
get
one.
past those 4 and wait in front of the music room?
She probably used a hidden passageway. Twilight's hidden passageway is the
An
world's
agree
best.
statement. Okay, so I'm gonna go with.
After she killed the first, what did Girl E do?
She just broke the window and escaped out.
So how did Girl E
Di-
to the
I'm
front
gonna
of the music room?
disagree
You need to go
with
through
the
Plus,
broken
I think
window.
The other 4 girls should have.
At the entrance, heard the sound of the window shatter.
Yeah.
No, that's wrong.
First of all, the sound the girls heard wasn't the window breaking.
If it wasn't the window, then what broke to make that sound?
A vase.
Vase? How low can you go?
After the murder, a broken vase was discovered in the classroom next to the music room.
So the sound of breaking glass that the 4 girls heard wasn't the music room's window. It was the sound of the vase breaking. Probably.
Actually, the murder was nearly finished by the time the four girls met in the entrance hall. Girl E killed the victim in the music room, broke the window, and went to the office to get the key. With that key, she locked the music room from the hallway, returned the key to the office, and went back to wait in front of the music room. All she had to do was break the vase in the next door classroom as the four girls met by the entrance hall.
Ooh, okay.
To make them think the murder had just occurred and that the killer had just escaped.
So, when the four of them ran over after they heard the sound, Girl E acted like she had just rushed over too.
Thanks for the follow, Raven of Ether. Hope you're doing okay.
I see. Now
Hope you're doing alright. Thanks for the follow.
solved.
Welcome aboard to this mad train. We're trying to work out a game in a game so we can solve a mystery that's not part of the game but is part of this game. Yeah, that explains it. Right?
Wait a minute! The mystery hasn't been solved yet! You haven't determined what the murder weapon
Rhythm
was
modded
yet!
lined up with games music.
Who cares about the murder weapon?
Remix.
We found out who the killer was.
Not cool! I went to all the trouble of making this death march, so you gotta stick with it to the end!
Monocube's like, I made the game, we're going to discuss the game, everyone's going to enjoy the game, and then we'll get to the reason we're here. I missed it, didn't I? Oh, no, you haven't missed it yet.
You're so annoying!
Fine, let's figure out the weapon.
This is still
This
working
keeps
out
up, I'm
the
gonna feel like I need to
computer
shit.
game.
Which means I'll feel disgusting.
You're the disgusting one.
The weapon is pretty unconventional. The answer was revealed in the game, though. Now then,
A cabbage. Death by cabbage. Kind of fancy if we don't make that clear. What do you think the weapon is? I have no idea. Was I just out of line just now? Now then, there's something I need to tell you regarding the white noise in the non-stop debates. Some lines are actually pretty durable, so you won't be able to destroy them in one shot. Hey, Necroflame, thanks for joining. Hope you're doing okay. Durable white noise. The weapon was a computer. Durable white noise will chip away every time you shoot them with a silencer. Unless you completely destroy them, your time limit will not be replenished. Right. Okay, so they've just made it harder because... There's a skill which can increase the power. Or was it a mango? You can't death by mango. Okay, right, we have things. Broken fish tank, I think, is what we need to go on.
A weapon inside the music room, huh? What about broken glass?
Thanks for the follow, Necroflame.
Isn't the cause of death a blow to the head?
Think you talked her with the fish tank.
Oh.
That's too big to be a weapon.
Then the piano.
Death by piano.
Why are you going even bigger?
I'll let you know if I struggle.
The
But
investigation
struggling
conducts universal
is
chaos.
what we're here for.
It's on that big a scale too?
How about beating her with gravel instead?
What?
If it's a weapon that was used to beat them to death, it should have had blood stains.
Oh, yeah.
Was there a weapon with bloodstains on it?
I can't remember. I know Toki struggled a lot with this part. Okay, right, let's see. So they said that that was kicked. Window. Someone's swimsuit.
She beat her to death with her fists!
Okay.
A weapon inside the music room, huh?
Broken vase.
What about
Victim's
broken
crime
glass?
scene. Do I have the victim's crime scene photo? I'm gonna stick with the fish tank.
Isn't the cause of death a blow to the head?
Think you talked her with the fish tank.
Get out of the way! No.
damn it!
A weapon inside the
What
music.
if
What about broken glass?
we
Isn't the cause of
stick
death
with
things
the
you
fish
talked to
tank,
with-
That's too big to.
Then the piano.
Why are you
but we
going?
disagree with
Investigation.
the
It's
fish
on
tank?
that biggest.
How about beating her with...
Rinse
If it's a
bullet.
weapon that was... It should have had blood stains.
No. Okay. Looks like you've never beaten someone before. Whoa. If you split someone's head in half, a surprising amount of blood shoots out. You're gonna argue. Oh, the window! Smash it into the window.
A weapon inside the music room, huh? What about broken glass?
Yeah, that's
Isn't
what I
the
want to
cause of
agree with,
death a
but I
blow
need
to
the
the
window.
head?
Oh, missed it. Where's the window?
Think you talked to with the fish tank.
That's too big to be.
Then the piano.
Why are you going?
The investigation.
It's on that biggest.
How about beating her with...
If it's a weapon
The
that
glass
was... It
is
should
no
have
longer
had...
there.
Was there a weapon with... She beat her to death with her fists!
Alright, here we
A
go.
weapon inside the music.
no.
What about broken
That one.
glass?
No! Hmm. I want presents. Not the time for presents. Definitely hit them through that. I'm thinking they smashed their head against the window. No, blue means you agree, right?
Damn it!
A weapon inside the music
Have a
room,
present.
huh? What about broken glass?
Maybe I'd take that.
Isn't the cause of death
I
a
didn't
blow
even
to the
take it.
head?
Think you
Blue,
talked
you
to with the
agree.
fish tank.
Yeah.
That's too big to be a weapon.
Let's try
Then the
this.
piano.
Why are you going?
The investigation.
It's on that biggest.
How about beating her with...
If it's a weapon that was... It should have had blood stains.
No. Can't memorize blue statements.
Damn it!
So what was his one? Should have blood stains.
A weapon inside the music room, huh? What about broken glass?
One scene photo.
Isn't the cause of death a blow to the head?
Think you talked to with the fish tank.
That's too big to be a weapon.
Allowed to help.
Then the piano.
Wait until I die or I completely
Why
lose
are you
it.
going even bigger?
Always trying to struggle a little bit.
Investigation
before
conducts
we
universal
help.
chaos.
But I hope you're doing okay. Look, are we?
It's on that biggest
Thanks for
scale
stopping
too.
by.
How about beating her with gravel instead?
I like the idea of that.
If it's a weapon that was used to beat them to death, it should have had blood stains.
Why can't I? What? Can't I memorize?
Was there a weapon with bloodstains on it? She beat her to death with her fists!
I can't memorize anything. What's going on?
A weapon inside the music
You
room,
could
huh?
definitely kill someone with a piano. Oh, wait, what? Then you gotta hold the shoot button. I did that. Have I not learned to memorize stuff yet? I swear I've learned to memorize things. And now everybody dies. Would I like to retry? Yes,
We
please.
will never give up.
Never gonna let you up. Thanks for the follow, look at Weeb. Right, here we go. Right. We got the fish tank. I think he smashed the head on the window. She goes hit to the head. which
Weapon
means
inside the
stop
music room,
thing.
What about broken glass?
Wait. I can't memorize
Isn't the
it.
cause of death a blow to the head?
Think you talked to with the fish tank.
That's too big to be a weapon.
Then the piano.
Why are you going?
The investigation.
It's on that biggest.
How about beating her with gravel instead?
If it's a weapon that was used to beat them to death, it should have had blood stains.
Like, what? Let me, give me the...
Was there a weapon
I'm guessing
with
it's not
bloodstains
that
on
then.
it? She beat her to death with her fists!
A weapon inside the music
I'm guessing
room,
it's
huh?
nothing to do with that.
What
Press
about
R1
broken
to
glass?
crit.
Isn't the cause of death a blow to the head?
Alt F4 to crit.
Think you talked to with the fish tank.
That's too big to be a weapon.
Then the piano.
Why are you going even bigger?
The investigation conducted.
It's on that big a scale, too?
How about beating her with gravel instead?
You're an
If
idiot.
it's a weapon that was used to beat them to death, it should have had blood stains.
It's not that. I've already tried that. I'm just gonna check. I'm like, why can't I? The escape button will take you to controls. Silence, right mouse button. Oh, maybe I haven't unlocked it. I can't remember now.
Damn it!
Yeah, that's what I have been doing.
A weapon inside the music room, huh? What about broken glass?
Can't hold that. It's not letting me hold that.
Isn't the cause of death a blow to the head?
Didn't you talk to her
I'm
with...
That's
just
too
gonna-
big to be.
Then the piano.
Why are you going
The investigation.
It's on that biggest.
How about beating her with gravel instead?
If it's a weapon that was used to beat them to death, it should have had blood stains.
Yeah, I can't. It won't let me
Is
save it.
there a weapon with bloodstains
Okay,
on
so I'm
it?
guessing it's nothing to do with that because
She beat her to
it
death with
physically
her
won't let me
fist.
save it. How strange. Maybe we didn't.
A weapon inside the music room, huh?
Right.
What about broken glass?
Isn't the cause of death a blow to the head?
Think you talked her with the fish tank.
That's too big to be a weapon.
Smash the head
Then the
against the
piano.
window.
Why are you going even bigger?
That's what I. It's gotta be
The
right.
investigation conducts universal chaos.
It's on that biggest.
How about beating her with gravel instead?
Sure, I agree with the gravel. She beat her to death with gravel. Wait, isn't gravel too small?
Damn it!
Right.
A weapon inside the
I
music
have the
room,
answer
huh?
ready. Okay, right. I'm gonna try
What
one
about
more
broken
time
glass?
through because
Isn't
right, I
the
know
cause
it's
of
not
death a
that,
blow to
even
the
though
head?
I agree. Do I?
Think you talked her with the fish tank.
That's too big to be a weapon.
Oops. Filled
In
her
the
lungs with
piano.
gravel. Eat the gravel.
Why are you going even bigger?
The investigation conducts universal.
It's on that big a scale, too?
How about beating her with gravel instead?
Yep.
If it's a
No.
weapon that was used to beat them to death, it should have had blood stains.
There isn't any window glass, which means he could have smashed it against that and there's no glass left.
Damn it!
I
weapon inside the
actually
meat-
don't know. Because there's no other options. I thought the swimsuit. How are you gonna beat someone with a
What about broken
swimsuit?
glass?
Isn't the cause of death a blow to the head?
I'll try it
Think you talked
because
her with the fish
that
tank.
was
That's
what
too big to be a-
Then the
I did
piano.
think that.
Why are you
But I was like,
going
how are you gonna beat
investigation?
someone with
It's
a
on that
swimsuit?
bigger
Because it's
scale?
actually
How about
blurred.
beating her with gravel?
If it's a weapon that was, it should have had blood stains.
No.
Damn it!
A weapon inside the music room,
Oh,
huh? What about broken glass?
Isn't the
that's
cause
a
of death a blow to the head?
stretch.
Think you talked her with
That's too
That's
big
a
to
Then the piano.
Why are you
stretch.
going even.
The investigation conducts.
It's on that big a scale.
How about beating her with gravel?
I agree with that.
How would you have known
Killer
that?
must have used gravel to attack the victim.
Of course.
My goodness. I got it right. And I was just throwing things out there.
What's up, me time when I figured? Yeah, that one was one of them that was very off the wall. Like, whoa, that's.
I'm chosen, but
You're not chosen at all. And gravel is impossible. It's too small to be a weapon.
What if the gravel was put inside
Beat him with
some
a
sort
sock.
of bag?
What part of the bag?
If the weapon is something that appeared in the game, then so is the bag. And the only thing I can think of is the school swimsuit. If you tie the swimsuit like a bag and stuff it full of gravel, it'd make an effective weapon.
Gravel inside the swimsuit? Even the Ace Attorney would be astonished by such a fantastic idea!
Objection!
But for the killer, it's an idea that kills two birds with
Never in a
one
million
stone.
years would I've got this. Yeah, I was thinking like, maybe choking them? Not this again. What?
Order!
Is it Prime? It might be a Prime issue. But I don't know how to fix that. I'll have a
To
look.
make people think the killer is some pervert. And if that swimsuit was used to make an improvised weapon, it'd have to be disposed of later.
How about it, Monokuma? Are you satisfied now?
This happiness you feel when the mystery you create is solved. Only producers know this feeling of ecstasy.
But the real important talk begins now.
It might be a Prime issue.
Girl E had someone who can be called an accomplice. That person was actually Girl D.
Girl D. You're talking about Mahiru, right?
Huh? Mahiru is the accomplice? What is this? What does that mean?
The piece of face that became an important clue in the music room murder.
You have my
Girl
soul.
D
Oh,
got rid
stuff
of
like thanks for the resub, Rock.
And you have my bow.
6 months, thank you so much.
axe.
Oops, subbed lapse.
Thanks a lot, man. Lots of love to you.
And apparently the reason Girl E committed murder in the first place was to protect Girl D. Girl D was being harassed by the victim. Girl E found out and tried to stop it. And they ended up getting into an argument.
And she felt a rush of anger and ended up killing her.
But she should have had a clear murderous intent. I mean, she choked her out and then bludgeoned her to death.
She probably made her unconscious by accident. And from there, she couldn't go back.
There's a stretch from accidentally making someone unconscious to, well, I'm gonna have to kill them now.
I somewhat understand that feeling.
That's suspicious.
You can? That's pretty scary.
Thank you, Ibuki, for pointing that out.
But Girl E was also
Ring
killed by
emergency
someone on the
services or
fourth
kill them.
day.
One or the
Or
other.
the game's last day.
What are you saying? Yeah.
I might as well ask just in case. Who do you think killed Girl E?
Guy
I see.
Monokuma. It was Monokuma all along.
It should have been Guy F.
What she did to my sister, I would never forgive her.
A scenario where Guy F murders Girl E out of a burning, hellfire desire to avenge his murdered sister.
But Guy F is... What? It's just a story in a video game, isn't it? That's all you can say. If that game is telling the truth, it'd be a huge problem for you.
I mean, I don't know. He's literally the triad.
Hey, clear this up for me. Those of you who appeared as characters in the game, do you remember this incident?
That is... I'm terribly sorry, but...
They don't remember. That's obvious. Because their school memories were like totally stolen.
We're like totally stolen. Oh my god.
Even if I don't remember, I already know. It's obvious that guy is the killer.
Or was it you?
No one would kill a nice person like Mahiru besides a piece of shit menace to society like Fuyuhiko.
You see, I have a feeling her thing is she saw the murder. But the way she's not saying anything makes me think pretty suspect.
Girl E and Mahiru were killed by that guy.
Conspiracy.
You sure do talk a lot of shit. Well, I'm used to it by now.
But does Mahiru's murder have anything to do with that game? Perhaps the two are unrelated.
I just realised the cross on Taru's picture is a knife and fork. Wait for it. Actually, there was an important shared point. What? The girly and the bat.
I can prove it with this.
I'm not
I was
sure
about to say
the
the
two
same
events are
thing, yeah.
unrelated. At the very least, the killer has definitely played the game. As proof, Mahiru, who was killed in the beach house, and Girl E, who was killed in the game, were both killed by a blow to the head with a metal bat. There's no way we can ignore that connection.
Someone must have wanted to split her head open the exact same way they avenged the first victim. Hey, why don't you confess already? You're the one who killed Mahiru, right?
It was you. Oh, yes, I genuinely think it was her. We're gonna get rid of her.
You better cut that out right now! There is no way a stupid game could be the motive!
You're dumb enough to believe that stupid game, and that's why you killed her as revenge!
If you keep making up your mind like that, we're just going to go around in circles. And
Yeah, look at it.
it's true Fuyuhiko may look suspicious, but don't you think that'd be too obvious?
What are you...
I mean, there's a possibility that it's a trap set by the true killer.
Trap? What do you mean?
The true killer played that game, and most likely found out about the relationships between the characters. That person could be using that knowledge to try to set up Fuyuhiko.
Are you saying that a completely different killer murdered Mahiru and used the game motive as their cover?
Isn't that what happened, Hiyoko?
Yes! Pico! Yes!
Huh?
Don't you understand? I'm saying you might be the true killer.
What is this? Like, I can only laugh. What are you even saying, you nasty toilet-clogging bitch?
Ha! What an insult. We've got the footprints in the beach. Oh, there's so many, like, it could also be Pico. It could also be Rich Girl.
Accusing me of killing Mahiru? You're so mean!
Why do you doubt Hiyoko?
Do you know where Hiyoko was today? She was at the beach house, the scene of the crime.
But I didn't go to the beach house!
Footprints on that.
Wishing Mr.
Yes.
Hands all day!
Yeah, footprints.
What are you saying? Accusing me of...
Why do you doubt? Do you know where Hiyoko? She was at the beach house, the scene of the crime.
But I didn't go to the beach house!
No, that's wrong!
It's came up too early. It's not going to be her, is it?
Beach house, Hiyoko.
So, theory time. I'm hoping it's Hiyoko, but she's came up too early, which makes me think it might not be her. It could be Pico, and I don't want it to be Pico, but it could be Pico because all the bottles in the trash, and she came out wet from running around, from swimming around the beach. Or it could be Posh Girl. Can't remember her name. Sonia. Yeah, it could be Sonia because of the mask, and she knows about the serial killers. I think it's one of them three. I'm hoping it's Hiyoko, and I'm going to try and make it Hiyoko, whether it kills me or not.
Seriously, I told you I didn't!
If it was Hajime!
These footprints in the sand in front of the beach house, aren't they yours?
I don't have such ugly footprints. They're probably Mikan's based on how ugly they are. Don't decide that based on ugliness.
They're not Hiyoko's footprints? That's strange.
For I was sniffing all your feet.
The footprint I collected from your room matches these footprints perfectly.
Collected? I never gave you permission to collect that, you nasty pedo!
You nasty pedo. Not how you say it, but okay.
Footprints left in the sand were facing away from the beach house. Which means, when the owner of these footprints went inside the beach house, they used a different entrance.
A different entrance? Are you talking about the door facing the road that Mahiru's body was leaning against?
Are you saying when that person went inside the beach house, the body hadn't appeared yet?
Anytime I agree with Hiyoko.
The door was still accessible when they went in, and wasn't when they left.
Which means something happened in between those two events. Isn't that right, Hiyoko?
Ah, I remember now. I remember when I went to the beach house.
So you finally decided to confess.
How suspect.
I'm pretty sure you guys already know this, but going for walks in the morning is my daily routine.
I've never heard of that daily routine before.
And that's when I went to the beach house. I went there on my morning walk.
I see. If you went there during your morning walk, that doesn't have anything to do with the case at all.
Don't believe her so easily, dumbass. She's obviously lying.
Huh? It's a lie?
No, Akane, I am shocked as well.
People who call other people liars are usually liars themselves. If you say I'm lying, prove it. Can you even prove
I
that I'm
hope
lying?
it's you. I hate you so much.
There's no way a bunch of worthless idiots like you guys would be able to do that.
Ibuki's so straightforward. She's great. Right. Oh, the letter. What was the letter? Letter. Someone wants to intervene with our meeting. Oh yeah, there we go.
But only during my morning walk. I didn't go any other time.
Truly healthy.
Then you didn't meet up with Mahiru at the beach house?
Obviously not.
So
I met up with her when I never even saw her? Is this a panel of idiots?
Yeah, it's the never even saw her, is it?
I did go to the but only during my I didn't go any
She
other
knows
time.
to say it at the perfect time.
Then you didn't meet at the beach house?
Saying I met up with her when I never even
What?
saw her?
I was so confident with that.
Damn it!
The letter.
I did go to the beach house. But only during my morning walk. I didn't go any other time.
Then you didn't meet up with Mahiru at the beach house?
Obviously not. Saying I met up with her when I never even saw her? Is this a panel of idiots?
Try the letter on the other statement. Yeah, that's what I was going to try
I did
next.
go to the beach house, but only during my morning walk.
What? Oh, it hit the thing. There we go. I was like, what?
Only during your morning walk.
Yeah, I was going to try the letter on the
Will
other
you
statement
still
anyway.
claim
I was
that
just
when
so
you take a look
shocked.
at
I
this
was like,
letter?
easy. I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so put this in your mailbox. How about what we discussed earlier? Is it okay if we change the place and time? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island at 2:30. Seems there's someone who wants to intervene with our meeting. Let's keep it secret. Until then, let's try not to see each other. It'd be bad if they started suspecting us.
That letter! It's the one Mahiro had, right?
I see. So Hiyoko was able to arrange a meeting with Mahiru by exchanging letters with her.
What? That letter! I'm serious, I don't know.
Oh, snap! I remember now. I totally saw you.
Huh?
Me and Hajime met up at the diner around 3 p.m. to go to the beach. I saw you about 30 minutes later, so it should have been around 3:30 p.m.
See. So if she met Mahiru at 2:30 p.m., killed her, then ran away afterward, I think 3:30 p.m. is a reasonable time for you to have witnessed Hiyoko.
You're wrong! You're totally wrong!
I mean, we're not.
But you mention it, you also passed by the diner Fuyuhiko. So you should have seen Hiyoko too, right?
No, I didn't. It's just a coincidence that I passed by the diner. I wasn't even paying attention to the beach house. I went straight back to my cottage after I saw you guys. I didn't see anyone during that time.
For some reason, that sounds suspicious too.
It's the truth. Deal with it.
Just leave him alone. It'd be a waste of time to question him any further. Anyway, that letter in Kazuichi's testimony says it all. You were meeting up with Mahiru at the beach house.
Seriously? I don't know. I didn't even write that letter. I'm telling the truth. I really don't know.
Yeah, shut up.
Is she really crying? Or is she faking it?
She's probably faking it.
We can assume she summoned Mahiru with the intention of killing her all along. That's why she wrote a letter to let her know where to meet, so the others wouldn't find out. And then you went ahead to the beach house, hid yourself in a specific place, and waited for Mahiru. There's evidence for that too.
There it is. Pico, you know a little too much about this. Oh, please don't let it be Pico. What?
Here!
Spot selection. May I provide a counter
Place where
argument?
Hiyoko was hiding. Are you talking about the closet?
Yes, that's right. The gummy candy we found on the floor is...
I like with this game, everyone actually seems to be inputting. And like the things where you can agree and disagree. The first game was pretty much like, I got this, guys. I'm gonna solve everything.
Hiyoko, your favorite candy is gummies, correct?
What's a gummy? I've never eaten something like that
Oh
before.
my god, you're such a bad liar.
I have captured the true character of this mystery. Hiyoko, who summoned Mahiru to the beach house, hid inside the closet like a familiar. When she saw her chance, she attacked her like an evil spirit and left the beach house like a swift wind.
But Hiyoko miscalculated that Mahiru's body would be blocking the door at that time. Because of that,
It was
she was
Hiyoko
only
gave
able to
Marilla.
leave from the beach
Why
side door
didn't she try to
and
get
ended
rid
up
of it?
leaving her footprint.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I have a funny feeling it's Pico. But I don't want it to be Pico. And I want it to be Mahiru. So that's going to be my truth.
We have presented the proof. My 4 dark devas of destruction didn't even need to come out.
It's a trap. This is obviously someone's trap.
But she's obviously lying a lot.
Who's someone? Whose trap is it?
It must be that one person. You know, the one with the mask, maybe? The one with the mask.
I'm not saying it's Pico best than that. I'm only saying why it isn't Hiyoko with that line of logic. No, I mean, I think it's Pico because all the water was out and she turned up to the diner dripping wet. I mean, I don't know why she just didn't jump into the sea, if that's the logic.
There was a suspicious mask at the beach house, right? Whoever was wearing that could be the real killer.
How does she know that?
You're the one who wore that mask and killed Mahiru, right?
There's no way I'd wear such a childish mask. Is your brain fried or something?
That is right. It cannot be Hiyoko. That mask
She
belongs
said she'd
to
be swimming in
Sparkling
circles for
Justice.
hours. Yeah, that one. The mask belongs... And this is why I'm worried about it could be Sonya. Like, getting this mask involved.
Huh?
But I don't
Sparkling
think so.
what now?
That mask says it all. Sparkling Justice is hiding on this island.
But yeah, Pico's the one who said she was swimming in circles for hours.
Which means the legendary serial killer Sparkling Justice is the one who killed Mahiru.
If you continue to say such foolish things,
So sleep Akuya. I hope so, so he's back
Sonya.
alive and I can
It's
go,
just a difference between culture.
what's your deal, man?
Culture shock, you know?
Yoko, why don't you just admit it already? You're being unreasonably stubborn.
This is unreasonable that you're not sentencing yourself to death.
It's all in your head. Oh, why can't you understand? I'm not the killer.
Just say the truth. Like, just please say the truth. Something doesn't make sense. I can't help but feel like we're being directed by someone. Oh, Pico, no! No! I'm gonna get trash can ready.
I shall render my verdict upon this mystery's conclusion. Hiyoko is the sinner who killed Mahiru!
I'm telling you, it's a trap!
Oops.
There's no doubt. You went to the beach house, right?
Oh, that is...
Mm-hmm.
And weren't you also hiding in the closet? So that's when you dropped the gummy. You waited for your chance to kill Mahiru. And afterward, you fled from the beach house.
At the time, the door facing the road was blocked by the body. So you were forced to flee from the beachside entrance.
And that's how you left your footprints.
I shall render my verdict upon this mystery's conclusion.
The gummy escape
Hiyoko is the
route.
sinner who killed Mahiru!
I'm telling you, it's a trap!
Footprints on the beach.
There's no doubt. You went to the beach house, right?
That'd be the trash can.
Oh, that is...
And weren't you also hiding in the closet? So that's when you dropped the gummy. You waited for your chance to kill Mahiru. And afterward, you fled from the
I'm not
beach
so
house.
sure.
At the time, the door facing the road was blocked by the body.
Yeah, there's nothing
So you were
I
forced
can
to
kind of
flee
bring
from
up
the
the trash
beachside
can. The
entrance.
yellow gummy on his gummy
That's
statement?
how you left your footprints.
I shall render my
Maybe
verdict
she's
upon
true when
Hiyoko
she
is
said she knows nothing about the...
There's no doubt. You went to the beach house, right?
And weren't you also hiding? So that's when you dropped the gummy.
No.
Damn it!
Okay.
I shall render my verdict upon this mystery's conclusion.
The gummy bag?
Hiyoko is the...
What's in between the gummy and the gummy bag? No. Footprints. I'm trying to disagree, aren't I?
There's no doubt. You went to the beach house, right?
Oh, that is...
Escape.
And weren't you also hiding in the closet? So that's when you dropped the gummy. You waited for your chance to kill Mahiru.
This one's difficult.
And afterward, you fled.
At the time, the door was blocked by the body.
Like, it might just be because I'm very prejudiced and
That's how you
I
left
believe
your
all this.
footprints.
I shall render my verdict upon Hiyoko is the...
It's a trap!
Crap!
No.
I shall render my verdict upon this mystery's
I don't
conclusion.
know how the footprints...
Hiyoko is the sinner who killed Mahiru!
I'm telling you, it's a trap!
Okay, what about the footprints?
I shall render my verdict upon this mystery's conclusion.
That's all I can say. That's the main thing I
Hiyoko is
can
the
disagree
sinner
with.
who killed Mahiru!
I'm telling you, it's a trap!
Ah! So I need to disagree with something else. That's not her.
Crap!
I shall render my verdict upon this mystery's
I'm
conclusion.
trying everything against the trap, yeah,
Hiyoko
because
is
I'm
the
trying
sinner
to
who killed
disagree with her.
Mahiru.
I'm telling you, it's a trap!
There's no doubt. You went to the beach house, right?
Oh, that...
And weren't you also hiding in the... So that's when you dropped the gummy.
See, I don't disagree with that.
You waited for your chance to kill Mahiru. And afterward, you fled from the beach house.
Okay, so
So you were forced to
using
how
the
you left your
purple
footprints.
text. The purple text actually said I knew
I shall
nothing
render my
about a
verdict.
gummy.
Hiyoko is the...
There's no doubt. You went to the beach house.
Maybe if I do the gummy
And
bag.
weren't you also hiding in... So that's when you dropped...
Yeah.
No, that's wrong.
Maybe I should read the purple text more.
About that gummy, did Hiyoko really drop it?
The only one childish enough to eat gummies is that midget over there.
You're a midget too, you know. You're the one who worries about never getting taller.
You'll hear why that's the case, yeah.
It's true Hiyoko likes to eat gummies, but she only eats a specific brand.
The brand of gummies you eat only have strawberry, melon, grape, and orange flavors, right?
Oh, what? Like, I took a pun. How would I have known that? Like, does that even say it on the truth bullets? Oh, it does. Strawberry, melon, grape, and orange. That is... Oh, that is a... It doesn't help there's yellow gummies on the packaging. Yeah, definitely.
Huh? But what about the lemon flavor? The gummy at the crime scene was yellow, so it obviously looked like it was.
Imagine
lemon
being the
flavor.
killer and like being this close to being like, I've nailed this. Absolutely nailed this. Here we go. And then you drop the wrong gummy there.
Huh? That gummy is yellow? And it's not mine! The ones I eat don't have any yellow gummies!
Pico, no, Pico.
That's right. None of the gummy bags in her cottage had any yellow ones.
Then we can't assume Hiyoko is the one who dropped that yellow gummy.
See? Didn't I tell you? It's definitely a trap!
Ready for quadruple bluff. The company added yellow gummies recently. Yeah. So Pico or Sonia put the gummy there. Yeah, I think it's Pico.
Damn it!
And I don't want it to
Who would
be.
set a trap like this? I'll get my revenge. I'm gonna bop you on the head with all my might.
Oh, can we just... I would prefer for the killer to live just so she gets bopped.
Hold
Maybe
on,
it's
you little
Makoto.
bitch.
Always
you think you're in the
Makoto.
clear just because of a little gummy? Don't be stupid. I'm not done backing you into a corner yet.
Oh, what we got now? Okay. Okay.
We're not done with Hiyoko yet. There's still a huge piece of evidence left.
What is it?
You're talking about the footprints near the beach house, right?
It's true, that's an important piece of evidence. And we can thank Mahiru for it!
What does that mean?
Mahiru used her last ounce of strength and blocked the door to the road. Thanks to her, we have the evidence we need.
That's wrong. I left those footprints during my morning walk.
But you were there.
We're not done with Hiyoko yet. There's still a huge piece of evidence left.
You're talking about the footprints
Oh,
near
wait,
the
wait,
beach
wait.
house, right?
The iron barred window.
It's true, that's an important piece of evidence.
Clearly the morning
We
walk
can
is
thank
true.
Mahiru
100%.
for it.
What does that mean?
Mahiru used her last ounce of strength and
No.
blocked the door to the road. Thanks to her, we have the evidence we need.
That's wrong. I left those footprints during my morning walk.
That's so not true. Just shut
We're
up.
not done with Hiyoko. There's still a huge piece.
You're talking about the footprints.
It's true, that's an and we can thank
Oh, it's
What
got
does
to be
that
that
mean?
one. Last
Mahiru
ounce
used
of
her last
strength.
ounce of strength and
Crap.
I need to disagree with the
We're
last
not done
ounce
with
of
Hiyoko
strength.
yet. There's still
Oh, wait,
a huge
Beacon's
piece
also
of
too
evidence
far, though.
left.
You're talking about the footprints.
It's true, that's an and we can thank
What is that?
Mahiru used her last ounce of strength.
Out of the way.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah, she was killed in place, wasn't she? She was moved.
Mahiru didn't block the door. Her death was instant.
Instant death?
What? That exists?
According to my autopsy, yes. There's no doubt.
Why
that
did I have to
Mahiru
say
died
it? Beacon could have just been like, actually, yeah, she died.
If you keep making shit up, I'll fucking kill you!
I'm sorry.
Ryuhiko, you cannot do that. Only a coward threatens women.
Told.
I'm pretty sure her death was instant too. I mean, her injury was only a single blow. That's why Mahiru isn't the one who blocked the door. Someone else used her body to block it.
Someone else?
Maru, stop threatening her when she's right.
The killer, of course. They're the one who blocked the door with Mahiru's body.
Ah. Bringing it up. Right. Little annoying girl is gonna pull out another letter. And is gonna tell her to go to the beach house slightly later. In the beach house, she finds Maru. She leans her up against the door, goes, "Are you alive?" And then she runs away crying.
That's why there were bloody drag marks left on the floor.
But why did the killer block the door?
Big brain. Big brain.
Just ask Kyoko. She's the killer after all.
Seriously?
What if she arrived first?
True.
Stop! Stop it! This is my current theory. Look! The theory's up!
Let's assume Hiyoko is the killer. Wouldn't that mean she's also the one who dragged the body?
She doesn't have
If
blood
she
on her,
handled a
though.
body that bloody,
Yeah.
I think her
Damn
clothes
it.
or skin would have been stained with
Oh,
blood.
this goes back to Pico. But the sweatsuit. Oh, it is Sonya. Right? It's gotta be Pico or Sonya.
See? I told you I wasn't the killer! Yay! With this, my innocence has been proven!
Yeah.
I won't let you look down on me.
Oh, nice.
We haven't decided that yet.
Wait, why am I getting involved in this? I want her to be the one.
Hey, Fuyuhiko. Why do you keep insisting that Hyoko is the killer?
And Sonya could have covered the blood up with the swimsuit. Exactly. That's my two things. Hi Maki. I love Hyoko. Oh. I can't say the same. I want her to die. Not in like a horrible way. Just she doesn't need to die. She just needs to leave the game.
Shut up! I'm telling you, she's the killer.
Maybe she's just
that little
maybe she gets
bitch
better after
is
this.
definitely the killer.
Oh, of course, Fujiko saw something. Here we go. Gotta stab him. Right, I can remember how to do this.
Mahiru didn't block the door. Then Hyoko did it. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her body. Hyoko is the only killer I can think of. If Mahiru didn't block it, then Hyoko did it. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her body. Hyoko is the only killer I can think of.
Advance!
If Hyoko moved the body, then she should be covered in blood.
So what, dumbass? There's a shower room inside the beach house.
Shower room doesn't work.
Body, see just the fact that Hyoko can be. Did you get all that, you bastard?
I missed the gold statement by panicking. Fujiko hasn't thoroughly investigated the crime scene.
So what, dumbass? There's a shower room inside. After she moved the body, she just washed it. The fact that Hyoko was at the beach house can be proven by the footprints in the sand.
Oh, there's two comments. It's the first comment. Right, okay. This whole
what,
game mode's
dumbass?
very confusing. Right.
There's a shower room inside. After she moved the body, she just washed it off in the shower.
Stab!
Allow me to cut through those words.
Allow me to cut through those words. I understand that you don't like her, but
Washing
she's
it
cute.
off in the shower is
She is
impossible
very annoying.
because the shower in the beach house was out of order.
Like, I can see if she had a personality transplant, yeah, she could be kind of cute. Like I said, she might change after this. I hope so, at least. Washing off the shower is impossible because the shower was out of order.
Out of order?
I'm terribly sorry. I haven't had any time to actually repair it.
Then maybe she took her clothes off to move the body, and when she was done, she put them back on.
Are you saying I did something that perverted?
She can't get out of her kimono. She can't get dressed by herself.
I see.
I remember that.
Listen to me, Fuyuhiko. Hiyoko mentioned this before.
She wasn't wearing clothes, right?
Which means Hiyoko can't change by herself. It's impossible for her to put on and take off her clothes.
What?
Oh yeah, she couldn't even tie her sash on her own. That's why she couldn't take a bath and smelled bad.
I didn't smell. It only smelled a little.
Oh, wasn't changing inside the beach house prohibited in the first place?
Is it bad? I want to see her snap at Hajime for saying that.
Yes, if you broke the rules, I'm pretty sure Monokuma wouldn't have kept quiet.
Damn right! I'm such a stickler for the rules that even safari park rangers want nothing to do with me.
If she didn't change her clothes, then what did Hiyoko do with the blood that got on her?
Like I've been saying, the blood wasn't on me in the first place, because I never touched Mahiru's body.
Hey, if you think about it the other way around, does that mean whoever was covered in blood is suspicious?
Oh.
Because if so, I believe Akane was soaked with blood when we all met up to go to the beach.
Didn't I tell you that was because I got beat up by Coach Nekomaru?
It was Akane.
I can attest to that. If I hadn't gotten that rough with her, she never would have backed down.
Doubting me, of all people. You got some nerve. All right, I'll bend your body in half so you're stuck in a bowing position for the rest of your life. That actually sounds pretty cool.
That sounds sweet.
The hell it does!
Hey, more importantly, I'm okay now, right? It's okay that I'm not the killer?
Yeah, seems like it.
See? I already told you. There's no way I'd kill Mahiru.
Boo.
Because Mahiru taught me how to wear a kimono, and she was very, very kind. There's no way I would kill a nice person like her. Why wouldn't you believe me earlier? You guys are stupid! Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Because you act like this. Stop acting like this, and we can become friends.
Hiyoko, please don't cry. Everything is fine now, right? Shut the hell up, pig bark! I hope you get a hangnail and die! I'm sorry for being pig barf.
More importantly, Fujiko's behavior earlier was definitely strange. Getting so worked up and accusing Hiyoko of being suspicious. Could it be he actually has something to do with else in mind?
Hey, Hiyoko. Now that our suspicions have been addressed, can you tell us the truth?
Huh?
Even though you're not the killer, you still went to the beach house, right?
Like I said, it was a trap.
Hiyoko and Mika make me laugh. Yeah, like, their back and forth is great.
Yeah, I got that already, so... Can you give us the details about that trap?
I would like to know too. It might lead to some kind of clue.
Fine. You want me to talk, huh? Earlier this morning, Mahiru was the one who came up to me. She asked if we could meet up later.
Huh? But didn't you say earlier?
She never talked to me at all. Man, what a surprise. Didn't expect you to ask me such an easy question.
Damn it! So that was a lie?
Cause I thought it'd be doubted if I admitted it. So I figured it was better not to say anything.
So, what was your answer to Mahiru's invitation?
I told her it was fine. I mean, I didn't have a reason to say no. Unlike everyone else here, Mahiru was someone I wasn't embarrassed to be seen with.
You always have to say something snide.
At the time, we were supposed to meet around 2 p.m., but around noon, there was a letter inside my mailbox.
A letter?
Yeah, this one.
Called it. I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I put this in your mailbox. About what we discussed earlier, is okay, we changed the place. Beach house, this time at 2. Somebody wants to interfere. So Mahiru was after.
I saw this letter and went to the beach house at that time.
The letter Hiyoko had didn't clearly contradict the other evidence of the letter on.
I can prove it with this. This letter. Doesn't it look like its contents are different from the letter Mahiru had?
About what we discussed earlier, is it okay if we change the place and time?
Mahiru's letter said to meet at 2:30 p.m. But in Hyoko's letter...
About what we discussed earlier, is it okay to change the place? Oh, is this a collab?
Whoa! The meeting times are off.
The difference is the letter on Mahiru was more bloody, obviously.
It's also strange that both letters wanted to change their meeting spot to the beach house. It would be plausible if one of them said it, but for both letters to say the same thing?
Hyoko, since you wrote it, what do you think?
Like I said, I never wrote the letter. How many times do I have to tell you?
Safe to say a letter was forged by the killer, but which letter did the killer forge? Both.
I see! The killer must have forged both letters.
The killer forged them so they could manipulate their actions. Yeah, that's how we should think about it.
That seems very likely. In fact, if you compare both letters... Confirmed! Just as I assumed, the handwriting is the same. The content of the letters matches too.
Like this part. I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I put this in your mailbox. This part. It seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. And this part. Let's keep it a secret. Until then, let's try not to see each other for a while.
Ooh, sus.
The killer forged both of those letters.
In doing so, they were able to control Hyoko and Mahiru to do their bidding, like a netherworld puppeteer.
So they completely tricked me. And then Mahiru's killer. How mean! Give me back Mahiru!
Really? This is really terrible. I've offered to help so many times. But the killer this time didn't discuss their plan with me at all.
I'm so sad. Why won't anyone let me kill with them?
It's all my fault. I'm so ashamed of being unreliable.
Why is there coconuts just on the floor?
Here we go again. Once we let our guard down, this happens. We can just lightly punch him to death later.
I like that, Akane.
So based on what the letter said, you went to the beach house at 2 p.m., right, Hyoko?
What's most important is what happened afterward. What on earth happened there?
I fell asleep. Why'd you fall asleep? It's not like I wanted to. I think I was forced to get a whiff of some kind of medicine or something.
Okay.
Medicine? That medicine. Could it be? Did they get it from the drugstore? I thought that place seemed unsafe. They even have prescription medicines laying out in the open.
If you were aware of that from the start, you should have done something about it.
I'm sorry. When I woke up, I was inside a small closet. And when I rushed out, I saw Mahiru's body.
And that's why you ran out of the beach house in such a panic!
I was scared. It was really, really scared. Really scared that I couldn't help, but...
The killer probably planned to frame Hyoko from the start. And for that reason, they summoned Hyoko before Mahiru, put her to sleep, and shoved her inside the closet.
So their reason for blocking the door with Mahiru's body was to make Hyoko leave her footprints as evidence.
Everything was done to frame Hyoko as the
Boo.
killer.
I would have happily accepted that fate.
That's horrible! I didn't do anything wrong, and I was framed by Mahiru's killer!
Hyoko, please do not cry. We believe you.
Is it really okay to believe her so easily? She might be faking those tears, you know.
This'll never end if you keep being so suspicious.
Isn't that what a class trial is all about? The only way to survive is to be suspicious. This is where we go to thoroughly doubt each other. So if you believe in each other so easily, then there's definitely something wrong with you. You're wrong, Fuyuhiko. We aren't supposed to doubt each other here. We're supposed to work together. The class trial is where we cooperate with each other, work hard, and aim for victory. The killer and everyone else. Two hopes attempting to grasp the one true hope. Two hopes clashing with each other is poetry in motion. That is what a class trial should be.
Seriously, which side are you on?
I'm on the side of the absolute hope that can overcome any despair. And I believe that absolute hope exists at the point where two hopes clash.
Man, like, Magato really needs, like, I think he changed his name and just went nuts after whatever happened in the first game.
Your stance is neither white nor black, but gray. And you do not yearn for your life, or even for victory.
Jeez, I wish he'd just side with the enemy already so I can believe what he's saying.
Let's stop. Believing every little thing Nagito says is a waste of time.
Yeah, we need to figure out who Mahiru's killer is.
There should be a new clue contained in what Hyoko has told us. So, let us believe Hyoko's words and discuss it once again with everyone.
Yep.
Yep,
The debate proceeds when you assume you can believe each other. Good job. That's the right way. That's the splendid power of teamwork.
Oh, you're asking for a punch.
Hey, what do you think of that, Monokuma? I'm not gonna let you have the outcome you want.
He's asleep.
What? He's sleeping.
Dumbasses. You bastards don't know anything.
I love
If you're
his
stupid
sleep.
enough to trust each other,
The ultimate diss.
the only thing waiting for you is the bitter truth.
That may be true, but even so, we can't stand around here all day. Even if what lies ahead is a cruel ending, the only thing we can do is move forward. Because unless we reveal who among us is Mahiru's true killer, there's no way we'll survive. Oh, it's Pico. It's Pico or Sonia. Ooh, suspended.
Well now.
The class trial has reached its climax. I'd like to present the answer right here, right now. You gonna spoil who the killer is? Ooh, I'll reveal the answer before everyone's ready. They'll all be shocked. They'll feel despair. You can't. That's seriously a big no-no. But spoiling it right now is innovative, don't you think? The club president and I are powerless against innovation. Who's the club president? So without further ado, the answer is... You can't. Everyone, please close your eyes and cover your ears.
Correct. You say Nanu in German when you're surprised.
I don't know what you're talking about, but somehow it feels wrong. I'm very confused what just happened. You're gonna stop here or continue? I'm continuing. I'm continuing to the end of this. I am gonna go grab a drink and quickly nip to the toilet though. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
I'm mon ami, and my heart is throbbing like crazy right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a minute. What? Why does this keep happening? This game is just insane. I'll be back in a minute. I can't. I just can't. I'm back to this. Oh my god. Right, let's see where it goes, eh?
To think that the person who killed the wonderful Mahiru claims to me is in
Hey.
this room. Impossible! Impossible! That's so impossible! There's no way I can believe that! I can't do anything! How annoying! everyone. That's the least I can do. Everyone do your best. Don't lose to yourselves. And don't forget to save regularly.
Well, now that we've decided to believe Hyoko, now what?
If the killer was luring Hyoko into a trap, then
Never
something
save
that
your
was
game.
used there
Oh
might
god,
be a
could you
clue.
imagine? Saving is a trap.
Do you mean the letter?
No, it was probably the gummy.
Huh? Candy can be a clue?
Hey, when you woke up, was the gummy already there?
Now that you mention it, I feel like it wasn't.
Just as I thought.
Just as you thought?
If the killer planted evidence while Hyoko was there, she would have thrown it away if she found it.
Which means the gummy was placed inside the closet after Hyoko fled from the beach house?
The killer returned to the scene of the crime after I left?
They wouldn't have to do something that troublesome as long as they hid somewhere within the beach house.
That's impossible! There's nowhere to hide! I even glanced inside the shower room as I was running away, but there was nobody there!
Then, does that mean the killer came back?
Or they were on the roof.
At any rate, the solution to that problem is connected to what really happened. That's what I think.
Want to play a new game? Ooh, okay. If so, we've prepared the perfect product for you. You will dive into your own brain and logically discern the mysterious answer from several questions. It's called the Logic Drive. During the Logic Drive, you'll control a version of yourself created from an image within your brain. Your task is to reach the goal and the final destination of the synapse course. You can move sideways with the mouse and accelerate with the control key. Press the right button to brake, left to jump. There'll be obstacles. Make sure you're familiar. You'll take damage. Upon reaching a certain point, there'll be questions. The answers split into paths. Proceed down the one you think is correct. Branching questions will appear several times. I highly recommend you make good use of the brake. Press the escape key for controls. Okay. That's right, she has an important problem. The killer tampered with the evidence after Hyoko ran away from the beach house. When did the killer arrive and depart? I think. Just focus and think. Alright, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna... brain mode. What is this? Logic drive. Oh, what? Okay, right, okay. Oh, look at that sweet tricks, yo. Let's do this! Oh man, this is sick. I'm about games like this. I love this. Question 1. When did the killer arrive at the beach house? After or before? I'm gonna go before. Great tunes as well. Mad skills. When did the killer leave the beach house? After. Jump. Oh man, sweet jumps. Yeah. This is sweet. This is my favourite minigame so far. Question 3. When was the killer hiding? The beach house. Okay. So now what?
It's all coming together.
Complete.
Do you think the killer might have been hiding?
You spent all that time thinking just to say something so pointless. How disappointing.
I mean, she's right.
Didn't I just say there was nowhere to hide? Do I have to explain it in another language so you can understand?
Her personality got a hell of a lot more forceful once she stopped being a suspect.
I'm taking BRB and take dog for the walk. No worries, have fun. Is snowboarding mini games in Japan a thing or what? Apparently.
No, there should have been a place for them to hide. A place you didn't look, Hiyoko.
What are you saying? Stop being annoying or I'm gonna make Akane bop you on the head and shut you up for good.
I really don't want that to happen to me. I need to answer, by any means. Where they were hiding. The shower room. Already checked the shower room. What?
Crap!
Wait, what? Can I move the camera?
Here!
The closet?
The killer is probably hiding in the closet.
The closet? That's where I was locked up!
After you woke up, you said you rushed out of there, right? And you probably didn't look inside the closet very carefully.
But could two people even hide in such a small place? And without Hiyoko knowing?
That's why the killer made sure to arrange a hiding place.
Oh, behind the surfboards. Up here. Up here.
Crap!
What?
Here!
Oh. I just didn't click the right shelf.
What about the surfboard case in the closet? I'm pretty sure they could have hidden in there.
Huh? Inside the surfboard case?
But the shelf it was on, it was pretty messy, don't you think? 2 surfboards were stacked on the top shelf. And there were surfboards that weren't even in a case. The killer probably did that on purpose to secure a hiding place. Cause we haven't been on this island that long. So the closet shouldn't have been that messy, I think.
Then, the killer was close to me during that time?
Yeah, they were quietly holding their breath and hiding very close to you.
It's kind of like in for a penny, in for a pound, so to speak.
Don't you mean it's always darkest under the lighthouse?
I shouldn't say things I don't understand, like, so to speak.
Anyway, the killer hid silently, and after making sure Hiyoko left, they finally left the surfboard case.
I agree with that as well.
Seriously, nobody asked what you think.
There's no way the killer would leave Hiyoko by herself if they were trying to frame her. If Hiyoko was left alone and ruined the evidence the killer had planted, it would have messed up their plan. Instead, it makes more sense to think that the killer was hiding in the beach house, watching Hiyoko.
Saying whatever you want, even if you didn't ask. All right, if you don't want to friggin' get punched, just stand still and let me punch ya! Oh, you shut up. Then, grit your teeth.
Sorry, Akane. It's not like that. Hey, Monokuma. Can I ask you about something that seems strange to me?
I believe Prince Shotoku was from the future. A man from the future is always directing the flow of history.
I'll listen to your story about men from the future some other time.
Alright, Monokuma, chill.
As I recall, the body discovery announcement is made when 3 or more people discover a body, right? Is the killer also included among those 3 or more people?
Yeah, that's true, but, well, something like that is basically what it's supposed to be.
You don't sound very articulate.
Jeez! You're pretty annoying for noticing something like that. I know it sounds like an excuse, but the body discovery announcement isn't supposed to be used for deduction. It's intended to create a fair trial. It's supposed to let everyone know a body has been found.
So you're saying it's unfortunate that I used it for deduction? I understand your excuse, but depending on who actually found the body, it's possible that your 3 or more people rule could be deadly.
Well, as long as I keep things ambiguous, I can respond to situations with some flexibility.
Flexibility, huh? So what about this time? Is it 3 people including the killer or not?
Jeez, fine, fine. You want me to say it? It doesn't include the killer this time, okay? All done.
Which means 3 people other than the killer discovered Mahiru's body.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. I just thought it was somewhat strange. More importantly, let's get back to our original topic.
So we've got Yoko, Dr. Pepper, and somebody else.
You're the one who went on a tangent.
We were just saying the killer was hiding in the surfboard case, right?
And after Hyoko ran away, the killer got to enjoy the simple life of destroying evidence.
However, before we proceed any further, there's something we have to make clear. The killer blocked the roadside door with Mahiru's body before Hyoko ran away. But what about the blood?
Now that you mention it, that mystery hasn't been solved yet.
It's going to be all right. If you guys have come this far, I'm sure you can discover that answer too. Now, let's start the argument, shall we?
It's one of them two still. The final feature in non-stop debates. You'll be able to use the truth flashback. You hold down the left right button. Here we go. We've just learnt memorizing. Okay. You can't agree with anyone with that. You can only use it when refuting. Okay. So it only works to refute.
What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
Now we've learned
Maybe they
memorizing.
simply washed it off.
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
They didn't have to use the shower.
Oh, what about the wetsuits in the closet?
Yep.
Maybe they wore one when they moved the body.
If they used something other than the shower...
Oh. Why did I do that?
Damn it!
I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. I'm shooting up. Oh god.
Maybe they simply...
They couldn't use the shower, so washing it off...
They didn't have to use the shower.
What about the wetsuits in the closet? Maybe they wore one when they moved the...
If they used something other than the shower...
Bottles of water.
What did they do with the bloody wetsuit?
They cut it up and floosh.
As someone who flushes their shit every morning, I can declare it would definitely clog the toilet.
Maybe it's the other way around? Perhaps someone other than the killer moved the body?
Maybe they were able to wash it off.
Okay. I'm not sure.
What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply...
They couldn't use the shower, so washing it off would have been impossible.
They didn't have to use the shower.
What about the wetsuits in the closet? Maybe they wore one when they moved the body.
If they used something other than the shower...
What did they do with the bloody wetsuit?
They cut it up and floosh.
As someone who flushed, it would
Right, I
definitely
see.
clog
Other than the shower, shooting on would have been
Maybe they were
impossible.
able to wash it off.
Right.
What did the killer do?
Maybe they simply...
They couldn't use the so washing it off...
They didn't have to...
I've got it. I've got it. I've got
Maybe
it.
they
I've
wore
got
one.
it.
If they used something other than the shower...
Take that.
What did they do with the blood?
They cut it up and...
As someone who flushed, it would definitely clog.
Maybe it's the other... Perhaps someone other...
Why is
Maybe
he
they were able
mentioning
to
the
wash it
shit?
off.
Like, what is with the guy?
What did the killer do with the blood?
Maybe they simply washed...
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been No, that's wrong!
Nailed it.
If they just needed to wash off the blood, they didn't necessarily have to use the shower. They could have just as easily used something else.
Something other than the shower. Like what?
Something other than the shower that we used to wash up the blood. The drinks.
I see!
I was already on this.
Drinks inside the refrigerator. Couldn't the killer have used those to wash off the blood?
I've seen through it.
Oh. Pico, no.
That's impossible.
Why?
Try to remember the refrigerator carefully. But there's no possible way the drinks in the refrigerator were used.
Why? The bin? The trash can. I'm guessing that she's gonna say that.
It's true there were drinks in the beach house refrigerator. However, try thinking about it. One bottle wouldn't be enough to wash off the blood. It's true there were drinks in the beach house refrigerator. However, try think one bottle wouldn't be enough to wash off the blood.
I can't back down!
Click! I don't want to fight against
them.
her.
They used just one drink. They could have used a bunch of them to wash it off.
Didn't I say it was impossible? There were no water bottles in the refrigerator.
Boom!
Allow me to cut through those words.
ATG indeed.
Oh, there were water bottles inside the refrigerator.
How many times do I have to tell you? There were no water bottles.
Oh, Pico, it was you, wasn't it?
That was after the incident, right? But before the incident, there were water bottles in the fridge. And the killer took all of those water bottles and used them to wash the blood off their body.
So you're saying the water bottles were gone? Because they were all used? That's a logical fallacy.
It's not a fallacy. There should have been evidence inside the trash can. Evidence like a lot of thrown away plastic water bottles. Isn't that right, Chiaki?
Ah, you're right. These bottles look like they may have been filled with water.
Well, now that you mention it, when I went to the beach house a few days ago, I feel like I drank one of those plastic water bottles.
Huh? You should have said so sooner.
Then, the plastic water bottles were used in place of the shower.
Dousing your body with lots of water bottles is such a simple and easy to understand explanation.
Hold on. Now that I think about it, if they soak their entire body with water, the person would be...
It seems you've realized who the killer is.
Oh, it was! Oh, no!
See? Just as I thought. Hold on. You know who the killer is?
Is that true?
Let me ask. Who might that be?
Just in time for me to be really sad. Who is the killer? It was you. 100% her. Oh.
Damn it!
It won't let me pick her. Oh, Pico. Why, Pico? Oh, I thought you were cool. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
You're the only one!
Change of plans. It's raining outside.
Echo.
Yeah.
Is it you?
Not worth.
Hey, what are you being quiet for? They're accusing you of being the killer.
Then I should ask you this. Why do you believe I'm the killer?
I remember when we were all meeting up to go to the beach. Your appearance when you came to the diner.
Why are you two here? Are you breathing pretty heavily? I just did a little swimming.
If the killer really did wash the blood off with water bottles, they'd have to drench their entire body. But there were no towels in the beach house, and it would have taken a while for the water to fully air dry. So you said you went swimming so you'd have a cover story.
Why didn't she actually just go swimming?
Don't just stay silent! Say something! Hold on, you bastard! You saw her at the diner! You never saw her near the beach house, right? So maybe she really was swimming!
Whoa. Detective much?
No one even saw her swimming.
No. I saw her.
Huh?
After I ran into you bastards at the diner, I crossed paths with her on my way home. So there's no doubt. She would have arrived at the diner from the opposite direction of the beach house.
Hold on. That's strange. Didn't you just say this earlier?
Coincident, I passed by the diner. I didn't even pay attention to the beach house. Went straight back to the hotel. I didn't see anyone.
You told me you didn't see anyone. Don't try to tell me you forgot about that.
Why is he defending her? I'm not sure.
Not so fast! It's too soon to decide she's a killer! We haven't established how the killer was able to leave the beach house!
Now that you mention it, you're right.
Ah, because two people need to be involved. Both of them were involved.
The roadside door was blocked, and if it's impossible to leave from the
The
beach
plan
side
was to
without
kill
leaving
them
footprints.
both. But they couldn't kill them both. Because Monokuma stopped them. Conspiracy!
Then how the fuck did the killer escape?
Through that window.
Why are you all fired up, Fuyuhiko? You're not the suspect. Peko is.
Who cares about that? Answer me! If you have an explanation, then show me what you got!
We might have an answer.
Huh?
Do you really? This mystery seems unsolvable.
Well, if Peko is the killer, then I might just have an answer to that mystery.
I see. Then let's hear this alleged method of escaping the beach house.
First, let's establish how the killer escaped.
The killer's escape route, I know what that is. The small window in the shower room.
I see!
If the roadside and beachside doors aren't an option, the only other thing I can think of is...
Unsolvable, yet you were so sure it was the annoying one 5 minutes ago. Yeah, exactly.
Well, nothing really. Except that small window in the shower room.
Huh. Don't you know how high that window is? There's no way Peko could have reached it.
But what if, for instance, she got help from someone?
She might have reached it by riding someone's shoulders, but then that person would have been left behind.
Is it possible an object was used? A rope, for instance?
And what happened to the rope after they used it? And don't say something stupid like they threw it outside.
Of course not! That would violate the school trip rule!
Littering is not allowed.
Littering is prohibited. Even if it might be evidence, rules are still rules.
You see? There's no way they'd be able to escape from that window.
No, they just have to use an object.
Chiaki, don't fall asleep on us! We just said they couldn't use an object!
You did? I thought you were saying they couldn't dispose of an object.
I see. You don't have to throw it away if you can just hide it somewhere on your body.
Huh? Pekka was wearing a swimsuit, remember? Where would she even hide an object? And if you say she hid it in her special place, I'll stab you in yours!
Oh god! Oh no, I know, Rick. Oh no, no.
No! Please don't be violent!
Well, that went to 11 very quickly. Oh, they wouldn't have to get rid of it because she had a sword in her back. She had it in a special is stabbed and dies. The object they could have used was her sword. Hangman's Gambit. God, spelling. Oh my eye. What? The sword. How do I forgot how you play this. Oh, is it bamboo? Bam. It is bamboo. Boo, boo, bee, bee. Ah! There we go, there we go. Oh, my S is gone. There we go. S. W. Need an O. W, O, R. We need a D. We need some D. Ah, I've lost my D. Ah! Ah! What? No! Oh, everything's going wrong! I would like a D. I just need some D. There we go, we got it. Whoa.
I got it! Echo, you carry that bamboo sword on your back at all times, right? If I recall correctly, you had it then too.
Let's keep showing this picture.
Despite the fact that you had a swimsuit on, you were still wearing your bamboo sword.
Are you saying she used that bamboo sword to escape through the window?
Yeah. Heko used that bamboo sword as a step stool and escaped out the window.
Sword as a step stool? You see? I knew it! I knew it was a ninja! Didn't I tell ya? A ninja could have climbed that easily. Ninjas know a climbing trick where they lean their sword against a wall and use the handguard as a step stool.
Wow! Just like a Japanese ninja!
Miss Sonia, ninjas only exist in Japan.
Well, it is a bamboo sword, but I'm sure a slender girl like Peko could easily use it to climb.
Well, Peko, do you have anything to say?
Panic talk action. Oh, it's the... Oh my god, from this point on, you'll be able to use fever time. Fever time setting, temporarily push to its max. You won't miss during fever time. Oh, it's the, you're all welcome. I just need some D. But only until your focus gauge runs out, so make sure the best possible use of your time. You're not the only one who can get the upper hand. Yeah, mega time. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is just the beat thing. Yeah.
Hold on a sec, you bastard! You're saying she used her sword as a step stool and went out the fucking window? Then what about the sword? It would have been left in the shower room and she wouldn't have been able to recover it, dumbass!
Fuyuhiko, why do you even care?
Shut up! Just shut the fuck up and answer me! If you have an answer, then fucking give it to me!
Click and unclick to the rhythm. Yes, I need to remember, this is click and unclick.
If she used the bamboo sword as a step stool, it would have been left behind!
Yeah, I remember this one. This is a better one. Here we go!
Got proof, you bastard? That's obviously impossible! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Don't fuck with me! Got proof, you bastard? Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Don't fuck with me! Got proof, you bastard? Bastard! Got proof, you bastard?
Why does he just keep swearing at me? I'm gonna sell your organs. Wow.
You're pissing me off! Bastard! Shut up! Shut up! Shut! Got proof, you bastard? That's obviously impossible! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Don't fuck with me! Got proof, you bastard? Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Don't fuck with me! Got proof,
I
you
can do that
bastard?
too.
Bastard! If she used
Oh,
the
God, not this
bamboo
again.
sword as a step stool, it would have been left behind!
Bab. Oh
Don't
no.
fuck with me! Got proof, you bastard?
Why is this one always so difficult for me?
You're pissing me off! You're pissing me off! Bastard! Shut up! Shut up! Shut
Here we go,
up!
right.
If she used the bamboo sword as a
bamboo
step stool,
sword
it
bag.
would have been left.
This is the end! If she used her bamboo sword as a step stool, she could have recovered it with her sword bag. When she leaned her sword against the wall to use as a step stool, she tied her sword back to it. And after she climbed up to the window, as long as she hauled the bag up toward her,
You could have said sword boo bam back. Bam bag.
I see. Not just the bamboo sword, but even the sword bag too. She used them both to escape. Akane said she's like a ninja, but it's nothing as silly as that. Simply put,
I wasn't as hard as
only
meat
Peko
on
could
bone,
perform
whatever it
this
was.
feat. An escape plan befitting of the ultimate swordswoman. Even so, how disappointing. If you'd only let me work with you, it would have been an even greater plan. No, you just back off.
Is it true that you killed
Hold on! You're just making assumptions! You don't have any proof. I won't accept this unless there's proof! Got it, you bastard?
Hey, Gamma Tech. Hope you're doing alright.
It's fine.
Welcome to this insanity.
I said it's fine. Saying anything more would just be an exercise in futility.
She admitted just now, right? She admitted she's Maru's killer? But is this right? Even though Fujiko was the one arguing with us, Pico just admitted it.
Among flowers, the cherry blossom. Among men, the samurai. I commend your decisiveness, at least. Very well. If you admit it, this ends now. Let's cast our votes.
Agreed. Hurry up and vote.
Hold on. Let me confirm one thing first.
Can it wait until after the voting?
This is important, and it relates to the voting. It's about Peko's motive.
My motive?
In the end, you had no connection to the events depicted in Twilight Syndrome murder case, right? Then, why did you kill Mahiru?
So it's about that. Let's see. If I must answer that question, I must say it was for the sake of justice.
She is the serial killer.
Justice?
In order to protect the justice of this
Why
world.
is she the metal ward? Why? No!
I do not sully my hands to satisfy personal grudges. There is only one reason I kill. For the sake of protecting justice.
You... What are you saying?
Justice is what makes humans human. It's a virtue that human beings should be proud of. Justice is the eternal sun, and the enduring
She's unlocked
moon,
the Sharingan!
the protective father.
Really admitting it, once get over with basically seppuku. The true way of the samurai, indeed.
Hello! Earth to Peko! If justice ever disappeared from this world, the world would immediately freeze, and people's smiles would vanish. I will not allow that!
It's fine, just stop it!
Justice must always be there to guide us, to shine bright above our heads.
I'm telling you to stop it!
So I must fight. I must continue to fight to protect justice. Could she be? As the light of justice shines upon my mask, I expose the hearts of malevolent evil.
Bamboo Grove, yeah.
Justice complete.
What? What? What is going on? Why do you think that's like... What is that hiding? What is that hiding? Oh my god. We have a second serial killer. I mean, maybe? Yeah?
The center of justice that is pierced by justice. The lead star of justice that shines in the night sky. That would be me. Sparkling justice! Now then, let's execute justice!
I am justice. She would be great along Genocide Jill. I mean, I'm assuming they'll fight each other. It'd be quite a fight, to be honest.
What? What the fuck?
The correct response, Dr. Pepper. The correct response.
Peko, what are you doing?
I am Sparkling Justice. In the name of sparkling, shining justice, I have come to deliver justice.
Can you stop saying justice?
What's going on? What's this? Chill.
Pecco finally snapped!
Justice!
Everyone, please be careful. Sparkling Justice is a serial killer who claims to be an ally of justice. Clad in her various hero masks, she is a serial killer who exclusively targets other criminals. She is supposed to be... But... Huh?
Ally of justice? So that's why you're wearing a mask. This mask is the dividing line. Just like various idols, the sun is revered because it lies just beyond your grasp. Justice should also be the same.
I like all the emojis in this.
I don't get it, but this is becoming really crazy.
What? What is this? Pico is the killer? Why is it turning out like this?
This is turning out to be a surprising turn of events.
Thanks, mon ami.
Hey! Now's not the time for you to be sleeping. Take a look. It's a killer.
Like how Hidachi's in this game. Yeah.
This again?
How far in Ace Attorney have you gone in? What game is the last played? So we've played the first 2 games. We haven't played the last one yet.
Huh? Sleepwalking?
So what's your answer to my previous question? Why did you kill Mahiru?
This world must always be bathed in the light of justice. I must not allow even one shadow.
This isn't legit, is it? This is gonna lead
Evil
on to
must be
something.
eliminated immediately.
Emoji.
No matter what, I must not overlook evil.
The Victorian era one is on this game with Sherlock Holmes. That's not out yet, I don't think, but we will play that when that's out.
Evil? Are you saying Mahiru is...
If you knew about that incident, then you must have played the game.
Soon.
Am I right?
And because of it, I was able to find the killer's accomplice hiding on this island like a sewer rat.
Then the reason you killed Mahiru was...
To protect justice, of course.
God. What is going on? This can't be legit.
In order to protect justice, I have become its merciless sword and executed justice.
Holy crap! She's such a stereotypical psychopath!
She's so gross!
Pecco, is this your true identity?
My true identity? I have already forgotten who I am. It just shows my determination. My determination to protect by throwing away what's most important. I'm willing to become anybody to shower this world with justice.
What is with the emojis? What is going on? My brain is melting.
Oh, I can't stand this anymore.
I didn't expect this to go like this. I expected to be like, it was Pico, and she's like, all right, yeah, it was me, cool. What is going on? If I took a shot for each time justice was said, I'd be drunk. Hi, Tropican. Welcome to... I don't know what's going on anymore, but I hope you're okay. End it. He's right. We need to end this. The killer. In the end, there's no mistake that it was Pico all along.
Let's go over this incident one more time and then let's end this.
Ah, here we go. Right, so this is stock across the whole thing. So, them two meet, and they know they meet. I forgot that we've got to do the whole lot. Nothing there. Mika arrives at the beach house. Nothing Nope. Oh wait, next page. I see it. I see it. It's there. So we're missing one more. She's eating gummies. Okay. But I hope you're doing okay, Tropican. Right. Letters? No. That's to do with cleaning them. Hiding in the surfboard case. I mean, that's the same one. It's not going to be that. Footprints in the sand. Stock 3. Alright, back to the start. So we're missing that chloroform thing. Shower stuff. Yeah, okay, right. That's getting bottles of water. That's nothing. That's her seeing a friend. Waking up? Yeah. This one. Use the sword. Last stop. Justice would have been killing Hiyoko when she had the chance. Yeah, she killed the wrong one. I think that's pretty legit. Bottles of water. Hiyoko working into beats.
Here's
We're
everything
done.
that happened in this case. The incident began this morning when Mahiru spoke to...
No, I want it on automatic.
Mahiru most likely played Twilight Syndrome Murder Case, the video game provided to us as the motive. She probably wanted to discuss it with someone else who also appeared in the game as a character.
I love Maru. Why did she have to? I know.
Hiyoko
It should have been
accepted Mahiru's
Hiyoko.
invitation, and they promised to have a more detailed conversation about it later. However, someone else overheard their exchange. The killer eavesdropped on their conversation and used their promise to devise a specific murder plan.
Thank you very much for the follow,
By
Tropica.
preparing a specific item, they plan to manipulate the two's actions. That item
What an
was the
auto mode for
letters.
this.
They sent fake letters to both Mahiru and Hiyoko. The letter Mahiru received told her to come to the beach house at 2:30 p.m. And the letter Hiyoko received told her to come to the beach house at exactly 2 p.m. By providing different times, the killer was able to lure them to the beach house separately.
The Danganronpa music is bop. It is. It's great.
Hiyoko totally trusted that letter, showed up at the beach house at 2 p.m., just like it said. And was drugged into unconsciousness by the killer lying in wait. After putting Hiyoko to sleep, the killer immediately hid her inside the closet, so they could frame her as the killer later. At 2:30 p.m., Mahiru arrived at the beach house. She was completely unaware that she'd been targeted for murder. Approaching her from behind, the killer struck the defenseless Mahiru with a specific weapon. The metal bat that was left at the scene of the crime.
Bonk.
The bat was brought down onto the back of Mahiru's head, and with that, she took her last breath. According to Mikan's autopsy, Mahiru died instantly, so she probably never knew who killed her. With that, the killer achieved their goal of killing Mahiru and began to tamper with the crime scene. They dragged Mahiru's body so that it blocked the door leading to the road. Also, the mask found at the scene of the crime was something the killer personally left. I'm not really sure why. My guess is it's something similar to a calling card. That's how the crime scene we discovered was created.
Hey Profraxel, how's it going? You're just
However,
in time for the
by
wrap-up
moving
of the
Mahiru's body,
chapter
the
suitcase.
killer got blood splatter on them. Plus, the shower room had no water because it was out of order, so they couldn't wash it off. But the killer expected something like that to happen. Instead of the shower, the killer used something else to wash the blood off their body.
I hope you're doing okay, Profraxel.
They used plastic water bottles that were inside
Have you found
the
this
beach house
chapter?
refrigerator.
I'll chat about it afterwards.
We can assume they carried the bottles to the shower room before the sequence of events had happened. In place of showering, they washed the blood off their body with water bottles instead. However, they had no choice but to dispose of the empty bottles in the beach house's trash can. Littering is against the rules, and it would have taken too much time to throw them away somewhere else. After the killer washed off the blood, they hid in a specific spot inside the closet Hiyoko was in. The killer hid inside the surfboard case that they had already emptied beforehand. After some time had passed, the sleeping drug used on Hiyoko wore off, and she woke up. I can imagine how badly Hiyoko must have panicked when she came out of the closet. I mean, she made plans to see Mahiru, who lay dead right in front of her. From the shock and panic of being considered a murder suspect, Hiyoko fled from the beach house. Because of that, she left footprints in the sand. Everything was a trap set by the killer to frame her. After Hiyoko left, the killer finally came out of the surfboard case and placed a gummy that they brought with them to shift our suspicion toward Hiyoko. Ironically, placing that gummy is what helped clear our suspicion toward Hiyoko. Finally, the killer began preparing to escape from the beach house. They couldn't risk leaving their footprints in the sand, so they escaped the beach house using a different route. The small window in the shower room. However, that window is rather high up and can't be reached easily, which is why the killer used the bamboo sword they always carry with them. The killer took the bamboo sword out of its bag, tied the bag to the sword's handle, and used the sword as a step stool to reach the small window while holding the sword bag in their hand. As long as they're able to reach the window, all they had to do was pull the bag to retrieve the sword. And so the killer left the beach house and appeared before us as if nothing had happened. But their wet hair and swimsuit didn't dry right away. There also weren't any towels at the beach house. So when the killer met up with us, they said they had been swimming for a while as an excuse. So how about it? This is the truth behind the incident you caused. Isn't that right, Peko Pekoyama?
And complete.
I see.
So what we got? How you found the chapter? I've liked it. I have two issues with it. Number one, why is there another serial killer involved? We've already had that trope. And secondly, why wasn't it Hiyoko? I hate Hiyoko. We could have finally got rid of her. But no, had to be somebody else. I found a mistake. Where's the water? So I thought that. And then I was going to say to you, but I was just letting that play. She obviously did it in the shower. But you're right. She was still soaked when she got to the thing. To the calf. Which means lying in a bag for what? Half an hour? Because they got there past 3. So yeah, you're talking like half an hour lying in a bag. The case wasn't wet. I mean, we didn't check the case, admittedly, but the floor was probably still a bit wet. And the bit where she climbed up, surely there would have been some water there. Awkward. But I think you're right. That's definitely a bit of a...
What of it? She's like totally cool with it. I haven't done anything to be ashamed of.
What are you saying? You killed Mahiru!
Wrong! I punished evil in the name of justice.
So I get these emojis on my phone. If you have the Japanese, at least on an iPhone anyway, if you have the Japanese keyboard and you go to the emoji section, it's just all of these. It's great. I love sending to people. This would be stuff Monk would be putting out, yeah.
That's no reason to condemn me.
Whatever. Let's hurry up and vote so we can freaking kill this weird, crazy bitch.
Why wasn't it you?
There's no way you can kill me. Justice can never be killed. You should all know that as well.
What are you saying?
To protect what's most important to you, you must be prepared to throw away something equally important. Understand?
No.
I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Then I shall be direct. Justice must carry on. In order to keep justice, to keep me alive, you all must give up your lives.
Are you serious?
It's not serious. It's justice. If I fall here, who will combat the evils of this world? Now, follow your hearts of justice that reside within you all, and save my life to protect justice. Hurry and carry on justice.
Give me a break! Who's gonna die for you?
If we let Peko go, we're all gonna get killed!
For the sake of grand justice, a few sacrifices are unavoidable.
Is that really her, like, comeback?
Don't worry.
I like
The
Monokuma's
justice
just
that you give
asleep.
your life to protect will never go to waste.
I can't stand her anymore. Let's vote already and execute her.
However, before we do that...
Monokuma, the vote! Hurry up and let us vote already!
I'm awake!
He finally woke up.
I've heard your story. Well, I wasn't listening, but who cares? Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice?
Monokuma is
or the
such an
dreadfully
arse.
wrong one?
He really is an arse.
Such heart-pounding excitement!
I also love, like, why is this such a low quality thing? And it's the same on both games. This bit's just so weird. Class trial, end.
Pardon me, can we please have a little more time?
Ooh.
Pardon me, can we have a little bit more time? Please let us continue our discussion.
Continue our discussion? But isn't the voting over?
Yes, but I cannot help but feel strange. Something about this is definitely strange.
Strange? What do you mean? There's no doubt that Peko is the killer.
That is true. However,
As a serial killer enthusiast, you're wondering if Petco is really sparkling justice, am I right?
Hey, Miss Sonia isn't a serial killer enthusiast. She just has a little more passion about them than most.
That makes her an enthusiast.
Honestly, felt strange to me too. There's a distinct difference between what we know about sparkling justice and Petco, right?
Distinct difference?
You know, Sonia describes sparkling justice like this.
justice, the center of justice that is pierced by justice. The lead star of justice that shines in the night sky.
Oh, we're gonna hear the word justice more.
That would be me. Sparkling justice!
Ooh. Good news. There's only been one person. I passed out drunk. Who's interviewed Sparkling Justice. The article written in the native language. That's what it was. Nationality.
I see.
This serial killer never orders drinks at the bar, just ice.
According to what Sonia said.
The article was written in their native language, so I tried to translate it.
If she had a translator, that means it wasn't written in English, right?
Huh? Yes, the magazine I read was written in Spanish. So, Sparkling Justice's catchphrase was no doubt written in Spanish as well. Which means the journalist and Sparkling Justice are both...
From Spain?
What?
All this time, I completely misunderstood. When I first heard about those serial killers, Genocide Jack, Sparkling Justice, I assumed both serial killers were from the same country. That wasn't the case. In Spain, just without the ace, just pain.
Pekka, you're not Sparkling Justice.
I'm from
There's no way
Spain
that's
and I
possible.
bring the pain.
Or, you insist that you're Sparkling Justice. Can you try saying that catchphrase in Spanish?
Would you be able to do that?
It appears that the time has come for this mask to come off.
She's Sparkling Lemon Water.
However, that's perfectly fine. It's no longer necessary. And even if you find out now, it's too late for you all to do anything about it. My duty has already been finished.
What?
My duty as a tool has already been completed in full.
Uh-huh. Looks like she's back to normal?
That mask has fulfilled its purpose, just as I have.
What do you mean? Fulfilled its purpose too late? What are you getting at?
Now that you've already cast your votes, is what it means.
Honestly, how do you wear both a pair of glasses and a full face mask? Very true. Very, very true.
Hey, be clearer. We're asking you what your purpose was.
I have no purpose. I am just a mere tool.
Tool?
Oh, does she like work for the accuser or something?
She called herself a tool, which means someone else used her then?
Of course. A tool cannot do anything on its own.
I see. I finally understand. Well, I did have a sneaking suspicion all along.
What do you mean?
I mean, besides Petco and Hiyoko, someone else was also at the beach house.
Someone else?
There is proof that establishes that fact. Try to remember it.
The guy was just upset he wasn't used instead. Yeah, he's been sad. The discovery announcement, yeah.
I see!
Are you talking about the body discovery announcement?
Yep, that's right. I mean, didn't Monokuma say so earlier?
So what about this time? Is it 3 people? Geez, fine. You want me to say it? It doesn't include the killer.
That announcement is made when at least 3 people discover a body. And in this particular case, the killer, Petco, is not one of those three. If that's the case, it would mean only Hiyoko and Kazuichi discovered the body, but...
I see. That leaves us one person short.
So that means there was one more person in the beach house.
Plus, the fact that Monokuma tried to hide that truth from us by being flexible with his own rules.
It appears I have groundbreaking evidence to show Hiyoko was the actual killer of the case.
That's such a vital clue that it could alter the outcome of the trial. Like an accomplice, for example.
No, that's not it.
Huh? Am I wrong?
Yes, from your basic way of thinking about it, you are wrong. Didn't I tell you? I'm just a tool. That means I'm just a simple tool to be used by that person.
Therefore, that person would have the strongest motive out of anybody else here, right?
And it was... Hiyoko, shut up before I'd creep. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he?
You're the only one!
Who's Hiyoko?
I see. Now I finally see the connection. The connection between the motive and the incident.
Babyface man!
But even if it's the motive, it's just a game, right? There's no
The
reason
boss
to
baby.
believe it's even true. Would you call a game like that a strong motive?
The events occurred in the game could have definitely occurred in real life. There's overwhelming proof of that. Oh, the pickies. The pictures. There we go. Oh.
I can prove it with this. I didn't think it was necessary to confirm it if it didn't have anything to do with Mahiru's murder, but there's no doubt that game is based on actual events. That much is clear if you saw the ending prize. The photos awarded for beating the game are not actual in-game screenshots. They're all actual photos, with the surrounding scenery cropped out. You knew all along, Fuyuhiko, didn't you? You knew whether or not the first victim in the game was actually your little sister, right? Because whoever beat the game first will receive the ending prize.
What's in the envelope? What's inside? Shut up, what makes you think she had every right to question me?
It was the envelope, right? The person who received the ending prize. It was you, wasn't it?
If you were shown a photograph of your sister's dead body, you'd have no choice but to believe it. Even so, you wanted to deny the truth. That's why you sent those photos to Mahiru to confirm it.
Hey! Why are we talking about Fuyuhiko? Who cares? 'Cause Peko is the killer, right? But we already voted.
That's why I told you. You're all too late. As I said before, I exist as nothing more than a tool.
What's your beef? Oh, Peko, I liked you.
I had no motive for killing Mahiru. No reason to kill him. Not even the will to kill him. I was simply used as a tool. As long as I am a tool, I cannot defy my orders.
Hey! What's going on? Can anyone give me a simpler explanation?
It means I'm not the killer. The true killer who used me as their weapon to kill Mahiru Koizumi.
Yakuza vibes, yeah.
Fuyuhiko Kuzuryu.
So how does this work?
What?
What the hell?
I see. That's what you were aiming for all along.
No, I have no aim.
I am
my
a
young
tool.
master does. My young master
Why
planned
is
this from the
why
start.
is there always a master situation?
Young master?
That is the truth of this case. I'm sure you realize it by now, but it's too late. You cannot undo the vote.
That's a problem. If Peko's allegation holds up, that means our vote was incorrect.
In that case, the person who gets to live is...
Why is there always a master situation? Gonna head off and have some lunch. Take care. No worries, Rock. Catch you soon. Lots of love, babe.
Just... me?
That's nuts! No matter how you look at it, that's completely insane!
How would Peko be a tool in the first place. Peko is a legitimate human being.
Me, Jaden, currently writing about an AI program that refers to Mastermind as Master.
That's not for you to decide. It's for Monokuma. The votes have been cast. All we can do now is wait and see what Monokuma decides.
What the hell?
But why? I want to know why. What was the 6 points for? Oh yeah, the one I just totally failed on. B. I'll take a B.
I'm in a bind. And what a bind it is. I guess for now, let's take a quick recess. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
What's gonna happen now? Oh, never mind. Should I, after this commercial break? Has that worked? I'm hoping it's worked. I pressed it. It should be. Is that really awkward? Oh, it's worked. So if you're watching this afterwards, I've you can just play an ad because it told me to. Shot, 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 shots! Gotta add that recipe. No, I actually played an ad. Brilliant. Love it. Monokuma told me to do an ad. Like, I had to, you know. But I have done the shots. Wait, I'm getting my shot. There we go. End of case shot as we work out what in the world has gone on. And whatever's gonna happen. Well, cheers! Hold on a sec.
Sorry.
So sorry, I'm just hesitating. Oh god, more shots. I know I said before, I'm planning of doing my, what's the word? My punishment stream soon. I just need to... It's so drunk you won't remember the execution. The punishment stream is going to happen. I just need the time away from work. Until we kind of hit the next phase from coming out of lockdown in the UK. And, yeah, so punishment stream, so essentially Profractal. It's an idea what they had. I'm going to play a game, probably something like Sea of Thieves. I'm going to have Steam cards live. And all of my redeems will be like 1 point. And you guys are just going to ruin my life. But it includes stuff like the game change as well. So we could be starting with one game, going on to another game. Like, who knows? It's totally on to what you guys decide to do. But anyway, cheers. But yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm hoping to do it for my 1 year anniversary, which is... that's a little bit off, so I might do it before. It really just depends. You'll need cooldowns. I'll do cooldowns a little bit. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna I'm gonna leave it in the hands of you guys. But yeah, the main thing I just need work to cool down. The problem is basically my job. I'm basically now working at a bar every night. Bar Thursdays. I requested Thursdays off so I can stream this, keep this consistent. Everything else is kind of up in the air. But on the next phase, I should be better. I can't wait to turn a Sea of Thieves stream into a Zero Time Dilemma speedrun. Well, anyway, cheers. I wonder how much you'd be able to do it. I suppose if you did it on quick, if you did the speed pass thing, and then I kind of I should remember most of the puzzles, I'll be able to speedrun that quite fast, actually. Right. Enough of me hesitating and Monokuma hesitating. What's going to happen? I'm assuming we're going to be fine. No matter how you look at it, Pico's the killer. Why?
Hey, hey!
Why? That's obvious. You're not a tool. You're a human being. Boots up game. Okay, let's have to change game. Okay, let's have to change game. Oh yeah, that's what I'm imagining what you're going to do. Just endless. It's just going to be endless loading screens as people keep changing the game.
Well,
if I'm a human, then I'm not a tool. If that's what you're saying, you're wrong.
you just don't know.
You just don't know that there are people who only exist to be tools. People such as myself. Only exist to be tools.
Hey.
What does she mean? Pico and I grew up together. Called it! You two childhood friends?
No.
It's completely different. Right after I was born and abandoned by my parents, the Kazuru clan took me in.
I am nothing but
They gave me a reason to exist, and I am to fulfill my duty and my young master's property. As my young master's property.
What?
Place the second of the game. Finally. Yeah, I think I will do game change on like a half an hour cooldown maybe, and it'll just be first come first serve. Else, yeah, it's just gonna be endless loading screens.
If my young master is attacked, I must defend him as his shield. If he intends to kill, I must be his sword.
I like, look at the baby. The baby's got a sword. Like, that's a little too early to be. Why has the baby got a sword? I know train him early, but that's a little ridiculous. Like, she's right next to him as well. She could just swing over and, like, kill him.
That is my only reason for living. Before I am human, I am my young master's tool, first and foremost. Until this body of mine can no longer move, I shall fulfill my duty until
each
the
one
very
has
end.
You're right, each one's looking at her. Do you think they, how should I put this? Grew up together. She's a tool. I'm not saying it's okay by any means. This is a very weird situation, but someone get Pico a hobby. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That is...
But that is, you are wrong. You are not a tool, Pico. Murder is a hobby. Because if you are a tool, then what was all the time we spent together?
Nothing.
Whoa.
Huh?
I was ordered by my young master to behave, just as I was ordered to interact with you all. Our professional relationship doesn't exist on this island. We're just fellow high school students now. Right after arriving on this island, that is what my young master ordered me to do.
You fiend.
Is that where you were hiding your relationship?
No.
It's not as if that started the moment we arrived on the island. Before that, my young master has always told me to hide our relationship. My young master loathes relying on his household's power. He even hates me, a tool given to him by his household.
I am nothing but a tool.
No matter what I'm told, I am nothing but a tool for killing. Oh, and that's why he tried to defend her, because he actually cares. If my young master intends to kill, it is only natural for me to act as his tool. Then the one who tried to kill Maru wasn't you, it was Fujiko.
Damn it.
It is what it is. When I thought I beat the game, I was suddenly given these photographs.
Damn it!
I don't understand. Why is my sister in these photos?
Don't fuck with me!
And she's covered in blood. What does it mean? Why can't I remember? How come? I'm really sorry. One thing I've just realised is I've not eaten today, and I've just done 2 very heavy shots of rum. Ah, brilliant. You guys are evil. I don't even know if my sister is dead.
You...
I will eat after this. We're getting close to the end. We're getting close to the end. It's fine. It's good. It's fine. You tried to confirm it with Maru, and that's why you wanted to talk to her.
So...
I sent her a photo. I sent her the photo because I wanted to make sure she'd respond. But she never replied back to me. Not only that, she started avoiding me, too.
But...
I'm pretty sure Maru was confused. I mean, we all were. Before anyone played the game, we didn't even know this incident had happened. That's why, even if we were told that we're connected to it, there's no way we could accept it. You know, when Maru spoke to Ibuki, she mentioned something about this. Sorry. I actually have plans to go to the beach with everyone.
Oh my!
Wait, huh? You're not gonna go, Maru? If you want to talk about it here, talk about it there, it'd be totally fine. It's pretty important, so, you know, it'd be troubling to involve the others.
Huh?
You sound pretty serious. Serious or not, I can't really do anything about it on my own, so I wanted someone to think about it with me.
But...
If I need to make amends, I would, but I don't even know how.
Are you serious?
That definitely sounds serious. I can cancel my beach plans for you. No, it's fine. It's important that everyone gets along anyway. Just tell them I'm not feeling well. Plus, it doesn't have to be today. Ibuki has big bisexual energy. She does. Yeah, I think that goes without saying, right? There's always tomorrow.
Oh.
Except if you die. She wanted to discuss how to make amends, but Hiyoko was the only one who accepted her invitation. It should have gone to... Oh, wow. Yeah, that's pretty bad, isn't it? She's me on steroids. And also like an international pop star, you know. She's what I imagine like, do you guys know Baby Metal? Like, someone who's left Baby Metal before Baby Metal got big. She's full of energy and crazy. She knows how to read a room. Yeah, I mean, I'm exactly the same. I'm vibing with Ibuki. Except the weird, like, bubbles that come out of her mouth. I'm not sure about that. But... it was rather convenient for you, wasn't it, Fujiko? Ibumi. If you could make use of their plans to meet each other alone, would you... you could easily lure Mahiro into a trap, right?
Hey.
By calling both of them to the beach house, you were able to pin the blame on Hiyoko.
What the?
Seriously, what the heck? An eye for an eye. That's the world I live in. I mean, he is part of the Yakuza. Like, I know we better feel sorry for this whole situation, but anyone who, like, half understands the mafia is like, my little sister was murdered. To be honest, if, like, the other person who killed his sister got off lightly, in my opinion, because the Yakuza would probably do something so much worse and involving not just her, the whole family. So, my little sister was murdered. If the reason that happened was because of some person here,
Damn it!
I have no choice but to kill that person on my sister's behalf, right? When does Fujiko sing Bankai?
And so?
And so, my young master thought of a plan and executed it. I wanted to use a bat as the murder weapon because in the game, and that's what it used to kill girl E. For revenge, clubbing the person to death the same way my sister was killed just seemed to make sense. Even if it ruined my disguise, it was the only thing I could do to avenge my sister.
That is...
why you killed Mahiru with a bat. Murder. But still, I believed her up till the very last minute that the game was just a work of fiction. Even so, that bitch!
Hey,
If that game is actually real, are you the one who killed Gertie?
Why, you?
Hey, I don't want to hear about that.
but
The fact that your sister was killed is terrible. It's unfortunate, but
why?
you shouldn't have killed that girl.
Shut the hell up!
Who cares about that? I'm literally part of the Yakuza. I'll just burn the whole thing down if I have to. Just answer me. What do you know about that game?
What are you saying?
You had no right to do that. Nobody has the right to judge others for their crimes. I mean, judges do that. That's literally what a judge is for. So people do. Revenge, it's just wrong. I'm not saying this situation is the same as a judge, but there are people who can do that. You want me to be honest? This whole time, I was acting like a coward. Even after I called over Mahiru, I was still trying to find an excuse not to go through with the plan. But after she said that to me, that all went out on the window. Murder isn't the answer. Yeah. I don't think he understands that. I got really pissed off and grabbed the metal bat that I hid under the bench. Go. Thank you so much for the follow, Chikaki. Yeah. Is that it? I'm really bad with names. Yeah, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're enjoying this madness. I got really pissed off and grabbed the metal bat that I hid under the bench. Like, he hid the bat underneath the bench. He already thought about it. But at the moment, young master called for me and made me kill my hero.
Huh?
Young master, I am finished.
Why do they have to show that scene with that outfit? Like, oh my days. Cadia? Is that who I think it is? After. It is! Oh, Cadia, how's it? This got weird. I like listening, alright? Yeah, Jaden is a very good lad when it comes to the stream. He's there all the time. I didn't realise you two knew each other. I could have probably guessed, admittedly. But yeah. Yeah, the fan service has arrived. That is the right word, Tropicon. Oh yeah, hi Chikaki. I hope you're alright. Thanks for joining the stream. We're just getting to the end of the Chapter 2 trial. Jaden's in my Discord server. Ah. Right, that makes sense. Let's get away from the fan service, shall we? You were saying that you were killed because you were ordered to? A tool is not defined by its will, or by its actions. I don't get this at all.
Of course.
Well, I love you both Cadia, Jaden. In fact, I love everyone who's on my stream. It's great. I love it. Seeing as I'm only streaming this once a week, like, I still love people still stopping by. I was really worried I'd get a drop off. Like I said, I'm going to stream more when I can, but at the moment, you know, life. Anyway, well, of course, you don't understand, because humans are completely different from one another. Everyone's birthplace and upbringing is different. It's obviously impossible for them to understand each other. So everyone just pretends to understand and pretends to be understood.
Be quiet.
We're getting really deep now. Hey, you're too annoying. Can you just be quiet? I'm really warming up to Shikaki. Okie dokie, I'll be quiet. Afterwards, just as my young master had planned, I proceeded to tamper with the scene of the crime. However, I also considered the possibility of being found out. So in order to get you guys to make the wrong choice, I decided to make use of that serial killer story.
It cannot be.
You insisted that you were sparkling justice in order to make us hasten our votes. So we fell for it, and we fell for the trick all along. That's right, you guys have made the wrong decision. You voted me a mere tool as the killer, unaware that my young master was the true killer.
That's obviously wrong.
Hold on, don't act like our loss has been decided yet.
No.
No, it should be decided already. Isn't that right, Monokuma? Like, Monokuma normally tells everyone else to shut up and gets involved. Why is he being so passive in this one? Monokuma's spitting some facts.
This is troubling.
I'll admit, all this talk about Pico being a tool sounds pretty persuasive. When you approach it from various angles, it makes sense that Fujihiro is actually the true killer. Hold on, I'm telling you to hold on.
I see.
So for Pico, Fujihiro himself is your true hope now. Oh, don't start talking about hope now. On his behalf, you killed Maru, and now you're trying to sacrifice us so you can protect him.
Great!
You would only go that far because he's your one and only hope. Nagato, you're just stay out of this. Wrong. I have no hope, I am just a tool. Well, even if we ask her, she'll probably just play dumb anyway.
Now then.
So I'm gonna ask someone else. Hey, Fujiko, what do you think? Nagato, shut up about damn hope. I don't think it's possible.
Huh?
About what?
Hey.
Hey, Pico. Sorry, is Pico just a tool to you? Using that tool, surviving by sacrificing Pico and the rest of us. Is that your hope?
What?
Hold on.
What's the use of asking something like that?
What?
Huh? You seem distressed. A mere tool doesn't panic like that, right?
Jeez.
Pico, be honest. Are you trying to protect Fujihiko on your own free will?
Hey.
Fujihiko, can you tell me the truth? The fact she killed you on your behalf. The fact she lied to us by acting like the killer. Are those things you ordered her to do? Is that the truth?
Huh?
Fujihiko?
Yeah.
I know you hate our guts, but
Huh?
if you listen to Pico, we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
Young master.
You just have to tell the truth. I was only following your orders. You just have to tell them that. Fujihiko. You mentioned this before, but in this kind of situation, interacting with others will just shorten your lifespan. Those idiots, Bakura, Teruhiro, are proof of that. Plus, it would be frustrating to be held back by the affection when it's my time to kill. You're still saying that? Of course. I'll sacrifice the lives of everyone here if it guarantees my survival. You don't really feel that way, right? You're not that kind of person. Because if you were, you wouldn't be hesitating like you are now, right?
Young master!
There's no need to hesitate, young master. Please, tell them the truth. Young master, you were the one who ordered me. I just did as I was told because I am a tool. Fujiko, could this be considered your ultimate choice? Regardless, either way you'll still lose Pico, but
Hey.
if you insist you're the killer, just as you said, you can sacrifice us and survive alone. Or would you rather reject Pico or fight alongside us? Ooh. I did wonder how they would turn his personality, and this is good. Which one will be your hope? Let's hear what you have to say.
Damn it!
Could you imagine if this goes against like everything I believe and just the game ends now?
Young master, I am finished.
You? What the hell did you do? You already know, right? What's going to happen after you kill someone?
I did it because I know. There is no way I can let that happen to you.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Junko laughing maniacally in the background.
Hey, Peko. Do you remember what I told you when we first arrived on this island? Our professional relationship doesn't exist on this island. We're just fellow high school students now. You need to run. Got it? Just let me take the fall so you can get
Guys,
away.
I think it was Leon. You need to run, got it? Just let me take the fall so you can get away.
Young master, that is impossible.
Shut up! I'm ordering you not to worry about me.
There is no way I cannot
okay.
worry about you.
Wrong game!
I am my young master's tool. A tool to protect my young master. Without an owner, a tool serves no purpose.
This background is completely unnecessary.
God damn it, we are done with that crap! Why won't you listen to what I'm saying?
Regardless, I will not flee. Besides, I'm fairly certain they'll discover the truth soon enough.
Then why did you...
I have a plan.
Huh? A plan?
When did they play the Ambidex game, though?
Please do not worry. I promise I will
still
keep
wouldn't be
my young
surprised if
master
both
alive
of these
and
were, like,
return him
combined.
safely home.
You idiot. What do you intend to do?
I intend to fulfill my duty as your tool. Now please, go! Hiyoko will be waking up soon. After you leave, I must block the door to the road with Mahiru's body.
That'd be an insane crossover. But you can see it, right? Like, Radical 9... Was it Radical 6, sorry, is what causes this whole thing to happen. And this is just stuff that happens on Earth, while everything else is happening with the Nonary games.
Hurry.
Like, it's feasible. Oh, an actual game that crosses them over. Ooh. What, you just have to, like, do endless amounts of puzzles to get out of rooms, and then you have a trial?
Damn it. You better run away. Got it? Just forget about me. Forget about the Kuzuryu clan. You better escape.
I really want to play Zero Escape. Is it good? I love it. It is my favorite visual novel by a long shot. You have to debate the room. You have to, like, talk the room down to let you on. Yeah, the Nonary games are amazing. Like, they are my favorite. I started my streaming with the Nonary games, and now I've moved on to other stuff, and they're still my favorite. I still haven't played AI, which is by the same people. Have you played YTTD? What's that? Sorry. I don't know what YTTD is. No, I'm gonna say no. I don't know what that is, that abbreviation, sorry. Your turn to die. Oh, no, I haven't. Oh, I have heard of that, though.
Sorry.
Is that good? I'm assuming it's good. I'll add it to the list. I can add it to my list. I'll do it. Do it now. My streamer list. There we go. That's why it's awkwardly quiet right now. I'm typing it down. I'll add it to my list. With AI finishing Phoenix Wright as well. That will happen. The problem with Phoenix Wright is it is good, but it is the same game for all three. And after doing two of them, it kind of burnt me out. I'm sorry, Pico. I guess I couldn't go through with that after all.
Young master!
I'm a disgrace.
Because if that's actually what I have to do to survive, I feel ashamed. I mean, I can't live without ending on something. I'll feel disgusted with myself.
Echo.
And if I admit that, it means you really are just a tool to me. How many times did I tell you? I don't want a tool given to me by the clan.
Young master!
Oh,
So this is how it's turned out.
too bad.
And here I thought it'd be more brutal and heartless. Man, how disappointing. Which means everything happened thanks to her meddlesome actions.
Why?
There's no way a human that meddlesome could ever be considered a tool.
Hey.
Monokuma, you knew all along, didn't you? You know about what Pico and Fushiko discussed.
Jeez.
It's obvious now. I mean, that's why you have surveillance cameras. You were just having fun, huh? Man, if it was an act of desperation, Pico's claim was surprisingly interesting. You're actually the first to try to influence the outcome of the trial like that. But too bad. You're definitely the killer. Pico, the tool with a heart is the killer.
Sorry.
I couldn't fulfill your request. He could have been free. Like, that's a big move. Even though all you did all that to provide me the chance to survive. I had a feeling it would turn out like this.
Huh?
Young master.
You have a kind heart, despite being a Yakuza. That's why you question your position, and constantly worry about it. For you to sacrifice someone else, just to escape by yourself. I believed you wouldn't accept that so easily. We've been together ever since we were children. Even a tool would understand that.
What?
Then why?
Even so,
I wanted you to escape.
I wanted you to escape.
I wanted to protect you.
Peko.
I am terribly sorry.
I will not be able to serve by your side until the very end, young master.
Goodbye.
I'm sorry for what I've done to you all too. It may be a selfish request, but please forgive my young master.
And please do not cause a senseless killing such as this ever again.
Of course. Pico. That will do, Monokuma. Why didn't you start it already?
I will never feel despair.
Just so you know, I will never feel despair. As long as I am a tool, I am fully prepared to die.
So cool!
But will you be able to maintain that composure until the very end? People who act as proud as you always shed tears of despair in the end. Now then, let's begin.
Young Master Fuyuhiko.
Please permit me to make one final selfish request.
So...
Can I tell you not to call me young master?
I want you to remember.
The tool, Hiko Pekayama. He used to stand beside you. I'd like it if you remembered that. That's it. How many times do you have to keep... I don't need any tools. You did say that. Then let's begin. The punishment time, brimming with despair.
Jeez.
Why don't you get it yet?
Thrills, chills, kills!
This time for the ultimate swordsman, Peko Pekayama.
Why?
You stayed by my side all this time. Why didn't you get it?
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment!
I'm sorry, but like, this one's been the most in-depth execution, I think. From everything I've played so far. I never needed a sword or a shield.
I never needed a tool. So... You didn't need to become a tool.
Let's give it everything we've got!
You just needed to be yourself. I never wanted a tool.
Oh, I was in love with her.
I just wanted you.
He was in love with her.
Only you.
Young Master?
Why? Why couldn't you understand? We've always been together ever since we were kids!
Let's go! It's punishment time!
He's like declaring his love for her. Monokuma's like, come on! Let's do some killing!
Please, Peko! Don't go!
Is it me or does Monokuma sound like Mickey Mouse? I think that's the point. But yeah, 100%.
I need you!
Aww.
Don't leave me!
Young Master? Young Master!
Ah, this is actually really sad. And then Monokuma turns up. It's punishment time. Wait, what? Are they both dead? What?
That is impossible!
What? This game? Seriously? Like, what? Why did I think this would be a boring, like, clean and cut trial? Like, I guessed quite early, didn't I, that it was probably Pico, but I didn't want to accept it. But all of this, and now they're both dead? This is bad. This shouldn't be allowed. People dying so easily, falling like dominoes. What is this? This can't be. This is a lie, right? Pico! Fujiko!
Such a waste.
For heaven's sake, this is just the worst. This conclusion, what a waste. This is why she should have discussed it with me. Damn it. It was supposed to be a clash between two hopes, but it was crushed into something unpalatable. That is... wow.
Oh.
What an ending. You're still talking about that? What the hell's wrong with you? Aren't you pissed that two of your friends got killed?
Such despair.
I am pissed, and I even feel sad and hopeless. But still,
Isn't that right?
it's gonna be alright. Despair isn't worthless because I'm crazy. Even this despair is just a ladder into bright shining future that awaits us. The higher the ladder, the brighter we can shine. That is the unmistakable truth. Calling me a ladder, huh? You say some pretty interesting things. In your way, your misguided thoughts of what hope should be remind me of him. I don't really understand what you're saying. Ooh. Is this finally accepting this is after one?
Listen carefully.
Anyway, I shall make a declaration. We will destroy you. The hopes of all the ultimates here will definitely completely, utterly destroy you. There won't be even a strand of cotton left when we're done with you. That is your future. How much longer are you planning to say such stupid things? Don't you understand? Even Fushiko died, you know? Not yet. He's still alive.
What?
What?
Everyone!
Fushiko is still alive.
You serious?
Fushiko. What if both of these games are alongside one another, two killing games at once? I mean, it could be. I have said that before, because we don't know what's inside the ancient school. It just depends how long the times are between the two games, or between when they were abducted and now. It's just, you just don't know, do you? But yeah, they could be alongside. I've got a feeling this is in the future. Frantically, we rushed over to Fushiko's side. Nagato and Makoto have the same voice actor. Yeah, I remember being told that before. I think Jane said that. They're definitely the same person, except one's crazy and one's you.
He's still breathing.
Is he gonna be okay?
Do something! Hey! You need to save him! Hey!
I'm trying, but his blood, he won't stop bleeding out. His pulse is getting weaker.
Can't you do anything about it? God damn it!
Serves him right.
You're so stupid.
Were you filled with hope at the thought of saving her yourself? That's why you ended up like that?
You stupid brother!
Why are you so lied back about it? You need to hurry up and save him.
I don't believe
A surprise order?
What the heck?
Why'd I have to burn my precious calories just to save some Yakuza scum?
That's wrong.
It's your duty to save him.
Huh?
Duty?
Hey.
Because it's written in the school trip rules. If a blackened is exposed during the thing, they alone will be executed. Ooh. If only the blackened gets executed, then Fujiko shouldn't be allowed to be executed. Well, if I could, I would do something about it right now. As since my magic stick was taken away, I'm practically powerless.
Hey.
But you should be able to do it. Jeez. I guess I have no choice.
Fine.
There's no way I can violate a rule, even if it's me.
So,
I'll save him. Ready?
like...
I was actually going to do that all along. So I've already prepared for this. Eh? And the siren began ringing. And gradually he grew closer. Oh my god, there's a Monokuma ambulance. Yeah.
An ambulance?
Just leave the rest to me, Dr. Killgood.
Dr. Killgood? You've already killed your patient.
We gotta get this patient to the Monokuma Hospital ER and get him under 24-hour observation stat.
Dr. Killgood.
So, I'll see you later.
And after he said that, the ambulance containing Monokuma and Fujiko vanished from our sight. Is this really going to be okay to leave this to Monokuma?
Damn it.
It can't be helped. It's not like there any other way.
Perhaps.
He's going to be fine. He's probably going to get better and come back to us again. You're right. He's definitely going to come back and talk a lot of smack as if nothing happened. Then all we can do is wait. Why do we have to wait for him? I mean, he calls Maru's deaf, you know?
However,
We must put that aside since Pico was already being punished. Or else, we will not be able to advance forward.
Fall, my tears.
There were no second chances. There were no second chances in life. We cannot return to what has already transpired. There is no other way than to move forward, like an arrow of light piercing through the darkness.
Damn it!
I guess. Things aren't as exciting if a shit stirrer like him ain't around. I didn't realise it, but I was wishing for that too. From the bottom of my heart, I wanted him to return. Ujihiku! I don't want anyone else to be a sacrifice. And so the class trial ended. But we can't see the real ending that we really want yet. When that finally arrives, what will have happened to us by then? No matter where I look, no matter what possibilities I look for, I can't see our future, not even a speck. As if we were in a boat, floating unreliably into a vast dark sea. We were just left here, alone. Only one word could explain our situation. Despair. We couldn't find a more suitable word than that. No. Oh, what now? "15 days left." Yeah, we don't know. I don't know anything what that's about either.
You guys can see it, right? You can see this countdown too? Poor people are already gone. We took our time preparing the hope fragments, but now we're no longer able to gather them. Honestly, I'm not so sure anymore whether it's better if we let them leave this island or if we shouldn't let them escape. For those kids, which option is hope and which is despair? But I guess there's no time to hesitate. If this countdown reaches 0, that guy will probably take over our plan's final stage as well.
Ooh. Kind of related, but I know a doctor named Dr. Bonebreak. That's brilliant.
What lies beyond that is the foul resurrection of the ultimate despair. And the continuation of the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
The continuation.
That cannot be allowed. We prevent that by any means necessary. Even if we have to pay the ultimate price, I will definitely prevent it by any means.
Ooh.
Everything is for the sake of a future filled with hope.
Oh. Yay, more murder. I did not expect that. I did not expect that at all. I genuinely thought it was like pretty clean cut. Hope for this hero. The Black Dragon Blade. Oh, her thing. I guessed it was Pico. And then this. Like, whoa. No. That's it. That's it. Oh my lord. Like, I did not expect that to happen. I thought it was pretty clean cut, and then all that stuff afterwards was like, what? Wow. Oh my god, this game. I really enjoyed this chapter. That ending of that chapter was incredible. I did not expect it at all. That was good. That was really good. So I'll be back next week, 100% next week, same time, same place, to carry this on, and we'll be doing chapter 3. As I keep saying, I'm hoping to get some more streams in during the week, but it purely depends on work and if I can find the time. So, I can't promise anything for that, but this is definitely on every Thursday. Thank you to everybody. We've had loads of follows today. Thank you for Himmy. Thank you to Raven of Ether. Thank you for Neckframe. Thank you for Looker Weeb. Thank you Simple Rock for the Prime sub as well. Thank you so much. Thanks to Tropican. Thanks to Jaden for sticking by as always. Thanks for Kadia stopping by. Like everybody, thank you all so much. Chikaki. It's been great. It's been a really fun stream. I'm gutted. I'm currently like not able to do as much as I like because these are the streams that I live for. Yeah, thank you all so much. I will be back next week, as I said, and we'll be continuing this. Hopefully, we'll be doing more afterwards as well. Like midweek, I'm hoping to get some Sea of Thieves in. It's just hard to find the time. But I'm hoping to. Keep an eye on my socials for that. And if not, I'll see you next week. But as always, thank you all so much for watching. So much for joining in. It's been incredible. And I'll catch you all soon. Lots and lots of love. Bye-bye. Wait, what? Are they both dead?